And hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. We are Hard Knock Dice. My name is Jonesy, your dungeon master for the evening, and these lovely people around me are your heroes and my best friends. Today, we will be continuing our campaign across Eberron. The text message in fucking chat got me more than Ian's saying did. God damn it. Hope everybody is having a great Saturday. I don't have any announcements or anything. Anybody got anything cool that happened this week? Anything? Nothing? Everything? Nope. Someone want to check on our volume real quick while I do a recap? Anyways, we are, yes, heroes. You will be that or not. We'll see, I guess. Last time we left off, our heroes were heading towards New Kyrie on a newly found airship that they've recently found out was named, yet to be seen, the Amethyst Star. As they made their way towards New Kyrie, let me turn my music down a little bit more. They had some downtime, about 48 hours. We got through about the first 24 of that because everybody had a lot they wanted to do, which is awesome. Taking care of their new charge, Lydia, making sure that she is safe and well taken care of as they make their way towards New Kyrie. They are taking her to her parents, who supposedly live there. As they make their way, Artyom and Milo decided to stop off for a pit stop in a town below for some needed items. Bill is now a talking parasaur. Ganwan shared a wonderful story with Lydia and also tried to teach us some self-defense while also having a conversation with Crowley and maybe trying to figure out where his intentions lie. Melgrim, getting used to his new sword, sparred with Ganwan a little bit, and Gorham has what's the word? Vibing. What? Vibing? Vibing is not the word I was going for.
Was he not?
Gorham has commissioned Milo for some armor and perhaps some dragon scale armor when he trades back with Norgog when they get to Sharn. Milo working on a project down below, and Khoshekh full-on mother mode with Lydia, taking care of her, and also had a scary run-in with an old member of her past, and in fact, someone who Melgrim and Gorham are both after, Idril. We left off, however, with Ganwan telling his story to Lydia about 9 o'clock at night, and Artyom up deck finishing off a garden that he decided would look very nice on the prow of the ship. As we leave that scene, and Lydia has thanked you, Ganwan, for your wonderful story. Unless there's anything else anybody would like to do for the night, we will continue on to the next morning. Very well. Next morning comes without issue. Dawn rises. Khoshekh making the breakfast if needed. Everyone, as you get up and about and you're moving, Milo has some bags under his eyes, kind of sleepy. You are all out and about, and the day is yours. What would you like to do?
Coffee. We have to have coffee somewhere on this boat.
Why do you look like such shit?
Busy, late.
You okay, Milo?
I will be.
I mean, I would go ahead and sleep while you can.
Did you not
Yes.
rest last night?
No time. Back to the workshop, but first coffee.
I mean, historically speaking, now would be a good time to sleep before something else hits the fan.
Oh,
Going off of the recent past.
Gonna go ahead and roll portents, by the way, before I forget.
Roll a third die after those portents and make it a medicine check for me, Milo.
Raj. Alright, so first portent is an 8. Second one is a 4. That is unfortunate.
Ha!
Just whenever you want one of your party members to fail something, go ahead and give them that roll.
That's fucked up.
He can use that 4 for Gorham's perception check, so it'll be a lot better.
So,
Ouch.
what was that? You said medicine?
Yes, please.
That is a 17.
17. With the 17, you will know that there is a chance that this could not work. I'm going to put that out there in that atmosphere. There is a chance just because not everything is I'll leave it at that. We'll go with that. No, I'll let you reveal. Anyways, the day is yours, Crowley. You get up on deck, going up to take your normal post. I would like you to roll a charisma check for me, as per usual, to just get the boat airship going this morning. However, you are greeted as soon as you do press the stairs up and about a large mound of dirt on the front of the ship. Front of the ship, slightly lower due to the weight of it. However, looking at it, and you got a solid 1.5 to 2 foot of dirt across the front of the boat, and some decent sized seedlings all across.
Well, I wasn't trying to put that much on there. Holy crap.
Need dirt to
I
make a
was trying to
garden.
get some flower beds going.
Doesn't inhibit my view.
It does not inhibit your view. It is still under the banister. It actually probably helps your view, considering it tilts the bow of the boat down a bit.
Oh shit. We're gonna die. Whoa!
It's a 24 for that charisma check.
Okay.
Because I get to use proficiency and vehicle, right? Or do you just want
Yes.
straight?
No.
charisma?
We've decided you can use that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So without issue, you get the airship going this morning, taking your normal course, I assume, of saying just below the clouds. That way you can steer reactively and bring yourself above the clouds if need be.
Excellent.
Okay. Is there anything anybody would like to be doing?
My first thing in the morning, I'm making a habit of this, of going up and spending like a solid hour just going through like sword exercises and stuff.
Okay.
Is what I'm doing with the first section of my morning.
Working.
Continuing to work. Okay. Now that project takes normally a week, Milo. I say if you sacrifice 2 nights rest, then you'll have it done.
Roger. All right.
What was that, Milgram?
I'm just saying, seeing Gandalf do his sword exercises. Malcolm.
You are incredibly quiet, man. Bring your mic closer or something. I cannot hear you.
You're joining in.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Yes. Joining in on sword exercises.
Okay. Bringing your flame tongue longsword up to the top of the deck, doing some sparring with Gainwin. Okay.
I'm gonna watch my brother kick Gandalf's ass.
Okay.
I'm going to be using a combination of that wood crafting stuff that you said I could use, and the plant growth spell to kind of keep the garden going strong early in the morning.
Okay.
So kind of boxing off the mounds of dirt to be a little bit better, so that there's at least like a rim to them, and they're not just rampant plants growing.
Okay. You'll have to make a couple of doors on kind of on the top of the stairs. If you're talking making a lip so the dirt doesn't like spill back on the boat, making a lip so that it doesn't do that. It'll be about, these are atop stairs, so on either side there's stairs going up to the sort of the prow of the ship here. You can make sort of like small gate type doors. It wouldn't be an issue with the spell. We've decided you can make 2 hinges with it, so you can kind of open it up and get on top of it.
Okay, yeah, that'll work.
Okay,
I guess.
yeah. And then are you sort of just sealing off the front at all, or you have the banisters which are closed off up here? I didn't know if you were making any other use for it.
No, I was just going to have that so that it didn't spill out and looked a little bit tidy. So like if you went up there, you could still like sit in between them without like being actually in the dirt, that type kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. All right. And sort of making like planter rows.
Not really rows, just kind of boxing it off so that there's like a central area to sort of go up into, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I'll get you to draw it out for me, then we'll make it happen on the boat.
All right, awesome.
All right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So with prestidigitation, one of the things says that you can make a non-magical trinket or illusory image. What are the specifics? What is a trinket considered? Like, would it be possible for me to make like one of those like ribbon cat toys? Would that be a trinket?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to use prestidigitation and make one of those so that Lydia can play with Haru while we're sitting up top watching them spar or whatever on the top of the ship.
Okay. All right. She does so. She's still hanging out with Haru, mostly just sitting there petting her. You give her the toy, and she will certainly have fun with it for sure. Okay.
After I wrap up my like hour or so of just kind of general practice and warm up, I'm gonna head down to kind of get myself cleaned up, and then go down to talk to Milo.
Mhm.
Well, on my way down off the deck, if Lydia is on top, just in passing, just Lydia, if you are still interested in me teaching you a little bit on how to move a little more discreetly, I'll be coming back up here in just a few minutes. Okay?
Sure.
Wonderful. And make my way, as I said, clean myself up, then go down and talk to Milo.
Okay. Milo, I assumed, is closed off in his room currently, probably hearing some light tinkering and some shit. God damn it. Like through the door.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, just a little.
One sec.
You okay?
Shuffling in, crashing, maybe a couple curses. And the door opens and an incredibly bedraggled, coffee-scented Milo opens the door.
Gandalwin, what can I do for you?
Hi. You look kind of shitty.
Yeah. So what can I do for you?
You're looking a bit bedraggled earlier. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, just busy.
You
One
sure?
Darts back inside, comes back with a cup of cold coffee.
You sure?
Will be.
Because you were saying some weird shit the other night.
Come again?
Dominoes, and we were dead, but
I said this when?
the other night when you got a little sloshed.
Yeah.
Ringing any bells?
Alcohol's crazy, you know.
Insight check.
Yeah.
If I can get my dice, goddamn. Could be worse. That's a motherfucking 16.
Nah, my deception was 17. Wait, don't let me lie to you 1 sec. Nope, 16 on the dot, so you got it. I'm being dodgy, and you can tell.
You've been. I'm not sure I believe you. You were unconscious for a long time,
Yeah.
and you're being weird.
A lot of
It's
dreams
kinda-
and stuff.
They seem
Here,
to
I
rattle
gotta
you
work
pretty
while
bad.
we talk. Come on in.
Well, okay.
Or looks like shit. Parts everywhere. Bits of metal, wood, wire, glass.
Huh. I'm not even going to pretend that I know what any of this is. So
So anyway,
uh-huh.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
not fun, you know. Here, hold this.
Give my thing.
Oh god. Sure. Hold on. What the fuck that is? You just kind of woke up all of a sudden, huh?
Yeah, I guess I got better.
I mean, me and Norgog were sick, and we didn't start getting better until everything was over.
Here, you might want to wear these.
Hands you some like eye coverings or whatever before I take out a blowtorch type thing.
Actually, I just hold them to my face, just like, okay. Me and Norgog did not recover until after we had dealt with them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Uh-huh. You are not very convincing. I'm going to tell you that right now. Not at all.
Look, I'm still not really sure how things happened or what happened, all right? Let's just focus on stuff. We got a lot on our plate right now, okay?
Yeah, this is true. Anywho, I guess I'll let that sit for now. However, I did want to say you're changing. In my opinion, for the better.
Turns and flips his goggles.
I just kind of look at him like,
What do you mean?
you came screeching in there at top speed, running right at that thing, which is honestly quite horrifying to look at. Telling it to fight you, and
No, it was gonna hurt y'all.
true, but
It did. Like, not as bad as it could have, maybe.
what?
I mean, nobody
sure.
died. We're all still here.
But still, a few weeks ago, I don't think that's what you would have done, honestly.
I mean,
Very impressive.
y'all jump in there all the time, though.
I don't know about that, bro. All I know is how to be a soldier. That's it.
Sits down on a toolbox and starts drinking more cold coffee.
There
There are lots of people who wouldn't.
it wasn't like a
That's the trait everybody has.
planned out thing. It was just panic moment, I guess.
Most
Sad.
people do not. Most people's panic does not result in charging into incredible peril.
I guess.
This is not your average response.
Like
But
said, there's
this is a compliment. Just not. This is good.
still processing a lot of things, and I guess that's part of it.
Well, it is impressive. You
If it's-
grow much faster than many.
If it's a
people do
good
not
thing,
adapt that
if it's a good thing in your eyes, then I mean, got it from you guys, I guess.
I don't think so. I'm just gonna kind of poke him in the chest a little bit, like kind of over here. You may not believe it, but you have the heart of a warrior.
I've got the heart of a engineer, but you know.
Brains of an engineer. But in here, heart of a warrior. Who knows? Maybe you got the little Karnath in there somewhere.
Oh yeah,
Correct.
that sounds likely.
Hey, you never know. We've been to lots of places. Maybe somewhere down the line we're related.
He's laughing in character too. So
Yeah.
What do you think about everything?
I guess I should actually be doing this a little bit because you're a little taller than me. What do you mean?
You know, the
What thing?
planar invasion monsters and having the houses out to take our skins, and we got a little distracted from tracking down child traffickers, and now everything's happening at once. It's a little overwhelming for me, at least.
I mean,
Trying to keep track of it all's hard.
I don't really know much about planes and these entities like Zoriet and
I've only
that
got
plane and Dalekir or any of those things, but this is your way, and we'll take take that as it comes, I guess. But
Think we're gonna be okay?
maybe. Can't be sure. Like you said, I may not know anything about Zor yet or other planes, but like, I don't respect them, but the houses are dangerous. They're powerful. And we've now given 2 of them. I guess we'll not going to have given one of them a reason to come after us. The other has a reason even if they don't necessarily know it's us. But I'm sure that will happen eventually. We have to deal with the Emerald Claw and that shit coming for Khoshekh. I'd say that's probably our most immediate problem until we arrive in Sharn. Oh yeah, Tarkanans are still trying to kill you. I'm sure that won't come up again. But I'd say dealing the Tarkanans and the Emerald Claw and Yidril will probably be a bit more of a harrying factor for the moment until the houses catch up with us.
I remember when the Tarkanans were the biggest issue in my life. I almost forgot about them with everything else going on.
That's pretty impressive considering how piss scared you were of them originally. So
well, I've been given a lot of new things to be piss scared of, so you know.
There's a lot of shit that is scary in this world, so that's fair. But I mean, we can only do what we can. Try our best. Protect each other. Look out for one another. It's kind of what you have to do. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other until you either make it or you don't.
How very fatalistic.
I mean, am I wrong? Like we'll make it or we won't.
It's kind of grim to just say it like that.
Yeah. Have to go ahead and
like
accept it.
Heroic soldiery, and we're gonna come fighting glory and fire or something. I don't know. Don't laugh.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you. Soldiery is not. There's no glory. Not really.
Well, that's not exactly my realm of expertise.
I know. That's why I'm laughing. It is a very outside perspective. Very different.
Anyway, I need to get back to work on this project.
Oh, yes, of course. Well,
on time.
Whatever the hell it is you're working on here, I guess. Good luck, and I know I've asked before, but you don't happen to have any weird magical ways to discern language.
Well, probably could actually. I've got some new devices I've been working on.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It'll take a little bit of time. I can't just like, bam, make it happen. But you know, there's ways.
Well, it would be very helpful when you get the chance. You are obviously very busy.
Yeah, when I have a little bit more time, just remind me. I'll forget.
I'm sure. No, thank you, Milo. Don't work too hard. Make sure you get some sleep. You never know when shit will hit the fan. You got to be at least somewhat aware of your surroundings.
Let's cross our fingers that nothing hits the fan before we get to our next stop.
I'd rather plan for the worst, I guess, or at least for something not going right. Anywho, good luck on whatever this is.
Thank you. Let me know when the next meal is. I'm not exactly keeping track.
Sure, I'll do that. I'll exit Milo's room.
Back to work.
Okay. Crowley, as Lydia plays on the deck with Haru and Ganon has made his way down, you see Artyom on the front of the ship, currently sort of at the bottom, finishing up shaping the doors. I'd like you to make a perception check for me.
Of course. A lovely, lovely perception check.
Oh, Melgrim, with your vision, I would like you to make one for me as well, please.
16.
Okay.
Respectable. suspense.
17.
Yeah.
17. Melgrim, you're first to see it a couple of miles ahead of you, but heading in your direction, sort of on the same altitude that you two are flying. Another airship heading in your direction.
Crowley, do you see that way out there? Appears to be another airship. You said heading our direction?
Yeah, it's heading in your direction.
Heading our direction.
Yeah. Yes, I see it. And Crowley is going to start pulling up.
Okay. I'd like you to go ahead and make a pilot's check for me, please.
We all fall off of the boat.
It's a matter of stealthing.
27.
Oh,
rolled
hell
a
yeah.
19.
Nice. Pulling up into the clouds, deftly. It doesn't seem, as you sort of hover here above the clouds, do you continue on just still moving, or do you stop?
You know, I think I'm going to bring her to a full stop as I get above the cloud. That makes more sense.
Okay.
Let the Arcana just tilt down and float.
Okay. You pull her above the clouds. Takes you a minute or two. It's not a nimble vessel, but as you get it above the clouds, sitting just atop there, you sit there for a few minutes, and after you do, Melgrim and Crowley and anybody on deck for that matter, Gorham, you were up there as well, sort of get to the edge. Artyom, by this point, you've been alerted as well. About 150 feet below you, maybe, you start to see the shadow through the clouds moving sort of under you. And after a couple of minutes, you see it pass behind you and continue on.
Crowley's going to look down. We'll move again in 30 minutes. I'm going to get some tea.
Okay. Very well. Leaving it hovering there, easy enough as long as no one else grabs the wheel. Artyom.
Poke it.
Not me.
Who would do such a thing?
All right.
Couldn't be me.
Well, guys, is there anything anybody else would like to accomplish for today?
Yes.
Okay. Keep it going then.
I'm
Keep
doing
it
everything.
rolling, because as soon as y'all are done, we're gonna get on to the next day, or to the next events.
I got you.
Where'd all this dirt come from?
Oh yeah, that was me. I brought it up here for growing plants and stuff.
Oh, like fresh herbs and potatoes and shit.
More like yeah, herbs and plants and stuff, and flowers and things that smell good.
That's an awesome idea. I like it.
Yeah, so I mean, there'll be some useful things in there. If we come across them, I can keep them planted. Maybe we can get some potions going. I know Khoshekh and Milo probably are pretty good at those things. But yeah, this staff has a wealth of knowledge for all kinds of plant stuff. I've been learning a lot, just kind of playing around with it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been an interesting past couple of days. That's to say the least.
Artyom,
Yeah.
Artyom, you hear some tearing over to your right in your flower bed, and as you look over, you see Bill.
Yo, Bill, don't
What?
eat that stuff. That's not for eating.
What is it for then?
It's for growing. They have uses outside it. Don't. I'm gonna smack him. Don't do that.
Ow!
I just said not to. I just planted that last night. Don't you do it again. I can fly, but you can't, okay?
Make an intimidation check.
Oh, shit.
Would throw Bill over the pole.
That's an 8.
Well, you're gonna eat all of those plants, Bill.
If he's gonna...
You have put a garden on the boat, and you know.
Bill, don't be an asshole. I
What?
am making this for use.
For
And to look
you,
nice.
for me, yes.
No, not for you, for use.
I don't know why you're making it plural. There's only one of me.
No. To use for things, to have a purpose other than eating. Don't eat these plants. I'll give you plenty of food, just don't eat these plants.
All right.
If the plants get hurt, I'm going to know it's you. No one else on the ship eats azaleas.
Starts waddling back down the stairs. All right, all right.
That's incredible.
Just gonna try and do some druidcraft type kind of things to repair the mangled azaleas.
Druidcraft, you can get some sort of the starts of bulbs going on, but there's very obvious damage to one of the bushes as Bill has taken 3 large chomps from them.
Amazing.
Bill sort of leans down to you, Malcolm. You don't eat the azaleas?
No.
Have you ever tried?
No.
So how do you know?
Sound very tasty, though.
Go take a bite.
I'm good.
Shit. I need someone else to eat the bushes with me, and he sort of walks away. All right.
Oh my. Okay. The only other thing, I promise, the only other thing I want to do is my stealth lesson with Lydia.
Okay. What are you teaching her?
I'm basically it's just gonna be basics of trying to move around quietly is moving as smoothly as possible with no jerky movements, not running into things. So if moving smooth means moving slow, you move slow. Being very careful where you place your feet, and make use of the fact that you're not relying on sight and listen as good as you can. That's something that you're already good at. Use that as much to your advantage to hear where people are. And for case in point of that, after she's done some stuff of just kind of trying to move as quietly as possible, not lifting her feet up very high, that kind of thing, just smooth movements of walking around. For case in point of an exercise of listening to the things that you're trying to avoid, I want to run some hempen rope around the outline of the battle beam, and have her be inside it, and I'm going to blindfold myself, and her goal is to avoid me just based off of sound for as long as she can. And I'm not going to try to sneak. I'm going to very obviously take loud steps and just trying to be listening for her and perceiving where she's at while she is trying to do the opposite for me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's see how this goes. First, we're gonna roll a perception check for her. Since you're very purposely stomping loud, won't be a disadvantage. And then we'll roll a stealth check. I'd first like to I'd like you to make that same roll that you did last week with a combination of wisdom and charisma, please.
That's going to be a total of 15.
Okay. Not bad. For the first couple of moments, she's sort of fumbling around, not really sure. You're even, this is still sort of her, she's not used to reacting in this way. However, after a couple of moments, a of you sort of doing this and walking around, she gets sort of really low to the ground. And
I can't see, so I'll take
yeah,
your word for it.
well, everybody else, I assume up top can see this. So
Okay.
Khoshekh, Gorham, Melgrim, Crowley. She gets pretty low to the ground and also puts her hands to the ground. Sort of sits and waits for a moment, and then just sort of in a fluid motion starts sliding across as Ganowin stops, and then you'll see her hand and her foot slide into the hempen rope, knowing that that's the bounds, and then she'll kind of reposition herself to move in a different direction as Ganowin starts stomping back towards her. Actually doing pretty good on the stealth part of it. Yeah. Excellent.
What? Yep. That was the stealth lesson for today. So yes.
Awesome.
I am satisfied. And whenever lunch comes up, I will of course go notify Milo since he asked me to make sure he remembered to eat.
Okay. All right. I assume it's still a create food spell, Khoshekh.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Make sure you mark off that spell for the day. And then, is there anything else anybody would like to get going?
I am occupado, so.
Okay. You continue working on your project. The rest of you, RTM, finishing up the last little bit of touches on your gardens, how you like them, how you want them separated, having to keep Bill out of them a couple of times. As an 8 intimidation check is just not enough to keep them away. You guys finish your day out with no issue, getting much closer to New Kyrie. Not in sight yet. I assume you bring it back below the clouds, Crowley, after you get started. Okay. And no other airships, not yet, not this far. However, as you get to the night, Crowley, you can surmise, you sort of go to your chambers and look at the map that you should arrive in maybe 6 to 8 hours tomorrow, maybe about half the day's travel. But as you do go into your room for the night, you see a sort of pink crystal that was not there before, sort of sitting on the middle of your bed.
Oh, well, I go and examine it, of course.
Okay. Tell me how you're examining it.
I'm gonna go pick it up.
Okay. As soon as you pick it up, it's sort of this like flat hexagonal pink crystal, and when you do, minor illusion of a man very finely dressed pops up. Standard looking older humanoid, sort of slicked back white hair and a small pencil mustache across his upper lip. Looks to be dressed in some sort of nice suit or tux even. He sits there and says, Mr. Crowley, this is a pre-recorded message, so I cannot respond. However, we did receive your message. A plane to Zoriat is quite troubling indeed, but a breach from Zoriat into the material plane is improbable. Ancient magics protect this realm from such an incursion. However, I will forward this information to some of our higher-ups, who could then forward that information to some of our more arcane-in-kind contacts, and see what they can make of it. Regarding your airship request, I have been given specific instructions to say these words. It is seen you have made a mess of 2 homes and you are in need of a housekeeper. We are not such a service. Consider this a formal request and to tone down your antics, and if our tenants were not clear, clarity will be provided. Now, I highly suggest, Sir Crowley, that you throw this diamond to the side quickly. The image disappears, and in your hand you start to see it start glowing.
Crowley goes to the window and just tosses.
Uh-oh, your mic cut out sort of
He
mid-sentence.
opens up the window and tosses it.
As you do, you see it like when you get over to the window, it's glowing right at this point, getting hot. You throw it out the window and just you see it in the distance.
Crowley closes the window, not even looking.
That's awesome.
And he tidies up and goes to bed. Long day tomorrow.
Message will self-destruct.
Long day of antics tomorrow.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, we're gonna piss off another house. profession one of us works for. Oh god.
All right.
Uses.
We're gonna get fucking. Oh god.
Khoshekh, is a reminder from last session. There were other messages you were thinking about sending. I don't know if you decided on doing that or not. To Lord Aelfred specifically.
Oh yeah, no, I slept on it and I decided I'm not gonna pick a bone with Lord Aelfred.
Okay.
I understand. I picked up what he put down, so we ain't getting help from it.
Was what you picked up that he's a big bitch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Making sure. Fucking Lord Aelfred.
Very well. All right. The rest of you go to bed, with the exception of Milo, I assume, taking on a second point of exhaustion as you continue. Go ahead.
While everyone's bedding down, I wanted to go talk with Gorham a little bit.
Okay.
Just kind of like knock on the door to his room, I guess, and he's getting ready to sleep.
What does Gorham sleep in? A little 90?
Just
Gonna
his
have to
helmet.
knock louder. Huh?
Gorham, there's someone knocking on your door.
It's just me.
You hear yelled down from the hallway.
Yes.
Hey, I was wondering if I could talk with you for a moment.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll come inside and like, just going to make it brief. Sorry about your, kind of lower my voice a little. Sorry about what happened to Milgram. I tried to keep an eye out on everyone and got a little bit caught up in the monkey business, as it were.
It's all fine. I mean, he's doing all right.
Well, yeah, I just tried to not let that happen, and got a little carried away. We're all a family. It's not just on you to look after him or anyone else in particular. We have to look after each other. And, yeah.
Ah, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, that's all. I'm not trying to keep you up or anything. I just wanted to formally say, All right, I'm going to go back to the plants. Good night.
All right.
That
Have a
was
good
all.
one.
Yep. I'll just leave.
Okay.
Eyebrow raised.
All right. You guys bed down for the night. Khoshekh, as you're sitting there sleeping, something at the top of your room catches your eye. Looks to be the top of a zipper, sort of floating in space, about, I don't know, 6.5 feet in the air.
That's a tall zipper.
It is. There's no other continuation of it. It just looks like the top of the zipper, like the hang-on piece. It's quite large, probably about that big. About the size of like a gold bar. Just sort of floating in space.
Can I grab it?
Yeah, you can.
Can I unzip the space-time continuum?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
You go.
And that's the end of the campaign.
And we die. Ah! Zoriat, oh god!
You go up and you unzip it. Stepping immediately through, you see skeletal hands and feet, clad in a nice but old and dusty tux. A Lord Aelfred's. Oh, thank lords. Hello, Khoshekh, and here, take this. And he shoves in the room with you a large skeletal horse with sort of orange glowing eyes into the room with you. And he says, "It has been talking my ears off and I cannot take it no more. Good day." And he steps back in and he zips it back up from the inside, and it just sort of falls to the ground and collapses in dust. To which the horse is just sort of like jittery and clacking its teeth. And then all of a sudden goes, "Hickory dickory dock, the mouse went up the clock, the struck would hit 12, it went to hell. Hickory dickory dock."
Like a crack horse.
All right, I'm gonna try to calm it down. I'm gonna like does it still have a mane? I'm sure it still has a mane.
It does not have a mane. It is
well,
completely
I'm gonna
skeletal.
rest its little skull face, and I'm just gonna try to try to calm it down.
Make an animal handling check.
Okay.
Can we hear this?
I was about to say I share a wall with her, so.
Yeah, I'll say Ganowin make a perception check. Anybody else could make one if they. Oh no, I froze. Ooh, okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
All right, Ganowin, you can make a perception check. Everybody else can make one with disadvantage.
Ah, shit.
23, by the way, for animal handling.
23, nice.
I handled an
14
animal.
for perception.
14.
26.
Yeah.
18.
18 and a natural 20.
18 with disadvantage.
Ooh. Milo, would you like to give Gorham your 4?
Go hand it over, son.
Wait, no, I have to see him.
What do you do? That's bad.
Melgrim, would you roll?
Oh, you didn't hear. 18 with disadvantage.
Okay. I say Melgrim, RTM, and Ganowin, you probably just hear the thud more than anything. But Khoshekh, after doing this, RTM, you definitely hear it, and you also hear some conversation going on, and then some loud rhyming of some sort happening from Khoshekh's room.
Yeah,
Everybody just sitting there, sitting there listening.
Though, right? I got it to calm
Yeah,
down.
I was like, do I hear further thudding?
I mean, you've heard the initial sort of thud and clicking. It's still shaky and jittery, just by its nature. It has stopped rhyming at you for the moment. But yeah.
She
I
did
will
get kidnapped, actually. So
knock on Khoshekh's door,
like,
or Khoshekh's door, and be like, are you sort of a summon gone right in there?
Do I know? Does the door swing inward or outward?
The door does swing inward into each of your rooms. Currently,
no.
the horse's ass is like, your face is right there against his, and the horse's ass is against the door currently.
How am I supposed to get out of this room? Oh no!
If you would like to make another animal handling check and get the horse to reposition, you can.
I'll try to do that.
Okay.
kidnapped again?
Natural 20.
Nat 20, yeah.
Sort of just grabbing it by the jawbone, as it doesn't have any sort of leads on it. So you grab it by its jawbone and just sort of gently lead it. Its hooves coming up onto your bed and just sort of repositioning around sideways, so you can turn around and open the door.
All right, so I'm gonna open the door, and with our team just standing there, I'm just gonna kind of motion to it. It said, "Got my horse back."
Your horse looks
different, yes.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough.
You spent time in the haunted realm. You know what it's like there.
Yeah, this you.
This is the reason I didn't stay much longer. He
Oh,
was
yeah,
like
it's
always
probably-
a skeleton.
Yeah. You have a skeleton horse. That is pretty cool. If you stayed in that realm, would you have turned into a skeleton woman?
I can't say for sure. I didn't want to stick around and find out. So, can you help me get him out of here?
Sure.
Also, he can talk.
Oh, hey, you get out of here.
Ring around the rosies, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, burn it all down.
Oh, it's, I don't like him.
I'm not so sure that I do it. Anyway, let's try to yeah, I'm gonna try to maneuver him. Do I need to make another animal handling check to try to maneuver him to the area where the animals are kept?
Actually, you rolled a natural 20 on your last one. We're gonna keep that for now. Yeah, you can absolutely maneuver him out. Are you taking him to the top deck or below?
Where's everybody else's horses? And by everybody else, I mean I think just Gandalf's horse.
It is
down below.
Down
And
below.
Lord Declan.
And
Oh.
don't forget.
Okay, so yeah, we'll go down.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was meeting Bill or the other normal animals. So as you bring him down easily enough with the natural 20 sort of leading it along. Yeah. Is there anything else, any other precautions you would like to take? Or are you just gonna sort of tie it up as normal? It does not have any sort of harness or leads or saddle or anything.
Where'd all my stuff go?
It seems it may have decayed off the horse along with its flesh.
Oh wow.
Disgusting.
I can. Is it like, are there like stalls? Is it like an actual place where you can stall horses, or do I need to find something to tie him with?
There's not really stalls here. Right now there's sort of a support of the ship they're using as a banister to tie the animals to. So that would be easy enough.
Okay, I'll do that. And then I'm gonna give him another little pet real quick, and I'm gonna tell him it's time for bed. So go to sleep.
Okay, make another animal handling check for me.
It's gonna eat my horse.
I'll help her out so she can get advantage of it.
Okay, go ahead and roll advantage.
That's another nat 20.
Holy shit. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Maybe it won't eat my horse.
You can't
Okay.
see it, but yeah, it's another nat 20. It was a 14 first, so it would have been a 19 anyway, but yeah, nat 20.
All right. It's sort of murmuring it to itself some sort of poem about sleep that ends in destruction. But you just sort of loop a rope around the banister and around its spinal column or something. Okay. All right.
That sounds gross.
There's not a whole lot to tie it to.
Is he still rideable as a skeleton, though?
You haven't
I
tried.
don't know.
Yet.
He got a big rib cage, so I can try.
You haven't tried yet. You could try if you want to.
What if he falls apart? No, I don't want to try. I don't want to kill him. He's a pet now and not a mount anymore.
He seems to be stable enough to walk around, so.
That horse is not stable.
Physically stable.
Mentally stable.
That
It's
is
not
absolutely
mentally stable.
fucking batshit insane.
Physically stable.
I love that everything he says ends in some kind of destruction. That makes me happy.
All right.
All right, I'm going back up, and I'm gonna try to go to sleep.
All right. You head back upstairs, sort of eyeing carefully to make sure it's not gnawing on one of the other mounts. Still sort of hearing random rhymes and singing to itself every now and again. Head back up. Everybody goes to bed without issue. You wake up the next day, a new dawn, and this is the day that you arrive at New Cyre.
Huzzah.
Is there any preparations anybody would like to make? And how are you approaching New Cyre?
I would like to inform Bill that these herbs that I have been growing up here, they're, like I was saying, some of them are for Khoshekh, for potions.
Yeah.
And will come with me. I'll take him below deck, and like, this is what happened to Khoshekh's horse who kept eating her plants.
Make a
He's
deception.
crazy.
Make a deception check for me with
That's
advantage.
a natural 20.
Okay,
not even with advantage. It's a natural 20.
I was gonna say with advantage. I rolled a natural 1 on his insight check.
Oh!
Hell yeah.
You see, Bill has been pretty quiet for this conversation as you're sort of talking to him. You see instantly, and he just leaves fall out of his mouth, like half masticated leaves, just sort of hit the deck. And you go, holy shit, no. And he starts trying to make himself hurl.
It's okay. I am your friend. I only want what's best for you. She's a very powerful.
Why would you put this
sorceress.
shit on the boat? Why would you get it off? It's evil plants. Holy shit. What is this thing?
You'll be fine. Just don't eat any of the plants. Everybody will be happy. It's good.
Holy hell. I'm going to die. I am going to die. I am going
No,
to die.
you're not going to die.
Holy
You're
hell.
fine. Just
No,
don't do it.
I hate it. I hate a lot of it. Oh, no,
The
no.
plants themselves don't turn you into the skeleton. It's just what happen when you don't when you keep eating their plants. She doesn't like it too much.
His eyes sort of go wide, and Khoshekh, you walking down the stairs to check on your horse in the morning. Is everything good? Bill looks over his shoulder, goes, holy shit, and gets on the other side of Artie in front of you. He says,
I will say, below my voice, look at her. She's so comfortable. It's like it's not even anything to her. Full creature right there.
Bill points his nose towards, or points at one of his little fingers at the pile of just sort of slobbery leaves on the ground. Khoshekh, it looks like they've been half thrown up and half chewed, just of various leaves and flowers. He says, he did it, and points to Artyom.
Yeah, it was an experiment. It went wrong. Don't worry about it. I'll clean it up.
Okay. And then I'm gonna try to. I brought down some food from upstairs retrospectively, and I'm gonna try to feed my horse a carrot and see if he eats things.
Upwards inflection.
It eats meat now.
Just roll an intelligence check for me.
I'm just gonna quickly tell Bill, look at her. She's just taunting it with food. It can't even eat. Let's just get out of here and just usher him up the stairs.
You say, let's get out of here. Bill takes off into a sprint, probably breaking some of the stairs on the way up, trying to clamber up.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah.
We just got this boat.
The intelligence check was a 4.
Okay. You hold the carrot up to the horse's mouth, and it, like, chatters its teeth by its nature. So you just sort of hold it up, and its teeth starts chewing it up, and it just falls out the bottom of its jaw. You would guess after doing that an undead horse doesn't really need to eat. It doesn't really need sustenance.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
A perk.
I was just checking.
A perk, in the sense that you don't have to feed it. The next thing that kind of comes into your mind, or the next sort of thought that comes into your mind, is, I have to walk around the streets with an undead horse, perhaps. So
On the upside, it doesn't eat. On the downside, it wants to burn us all. So
Also, it slices, it dices, it makes carrots.
it's a slap chop.
The very first.
Yeah.
Since I worked through the night, did I complete the project?
Yes, I'll say getting through the morning, by the time you'll have reached New Kyrie, you'll have completed your project. Sort of by the time your compatriots figure out what to do with the airship around New Kyrie, you'll have finished the project.
We're all sitting up on the deck like,
All right. So first things first, portents.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll them.
That is a 10, not promising. And that is a 19, more promising.
Better.
Write those down real quick. And then with my 2 levels of exhaustion and halved movement speed, giant purple bags under my eyes, greasy, unbathed hair, clutching, wrapped in canvas, my project come slowly lurching up the stairs onto the deck.
Okay.
Oh God, he's still infected.
Just karate chop him.
I'm gonna say that's gonna knock Milo out. He's been wanting sleep for 2 days now, and Gainwin just said, "I got you sleep right here."
Go to bed.
Hit
point of damage, falls unconscious.
Crowley and the rest of you up deck. You start to see the first thing that comes into view is a mountain range in the distance.
Real quick, Jones, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, with about an hour before we were gonna arrive, I want to like pin up my cloak so that it will fit and put it on Lydia.
Okay. Roll just I assume
Just kind of like nodding it so that it won't like trip her.
I assume you're not proficient with a sewer's kit.
I'm not sewing it. It's like just nodding it, like, because it honestly, if you look at my art, it's not that long anyway.
Right.
Well,
Just keeping it so it won't get up under her feet.
Would a magic item fit to her?
That's a good point. When she attunes to it, would it just fit?
Eventually, yes.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to. I'm gonna tell her, like, yeah, Lydia, I'm going to put this cloak on you because apparently, you know, you said your parents said Nukairu was dangerous, so I want you to wear it while we're there. So just in case if anything goes wrong, it will help you hide. Okay.
Okay.
It's a little big, but
it's very big, and
it's very big.
Cloaks her entire self.
Just keep it on here for about an hour until we get there. It should magically fit you better. Okay.
Okay.
So just things go bad, you pull the hood up on your head and hide. Yes.
She's precious.
He takes off.
She takes the hood when you says this and flips it over, and it just sort of covers her entire head.
Perfect. All right. I just want to make sure that I got attuned to her before we got there.
All right.
Well, that's all happening too. I do want to be trying to figure out if I can use my disguise kit to make my horse not look like a skeleton.
The disguise kit is meant for you. More specifically, meant for a humanoid. So even if you could,
Humans have skeletons.
Humans do have skeletons. However, this is about 2.5 times the size of a human skeleton. You don't think that you have the materials, even though there is some clay in here to sort of give you, you know, make your cheekbones stretch out further or whatever the case is. Add yourself some small horns or something like that. You don't think that you have enough material to disguise your horse.
What about all the deer hide?
There is a bunch of deer hide.
I'm gonna use that. I got the material. That wasn't to make a flesh suit for your horse.
What did I do?
I'm gonna try, if I can, then to take one of the blankets off of one of the spare beds. There should be one bed spared, right?
Correct.
At least one bed. I'm gonna try to take the blanket off of that and see if I can make like a cloak for my horse.
Okay.
A horse cloak, if you will.
Roll a dexterity check for me. Just a dexterity check. D20 plus your dex. Unless you're proficient with like a sewer's kit or something like that. Then you can add your proficiency as well.
14.
Okay, that's not bad. It doesn't cover its hooves, and it's sort of like from its I don't know if it's called an elbow on a horse, but it's from its elbows down, so you can still see bony legs. But decently enough, and if you're looking on it head on, obviously you can see it, but decently enough, it's just sort of draped around the majority of its rib cage, pinned around its neck with a hood that sort of covers the majority of its head, with the exception of its snout. It would definitely help.
Worst case scenario, having a skeleton horse just makes me more intimidating. So
I would say
let's go.
Okay.
God.
I didn't
Oh
mean
God,
to,
they're evil. Get them.
I didn't mean to skip anything anybody would like to do for this morning. So if there's anything else anybody would like to do before approaching the city, and debarking. Disembarking.
Disembark. I'm just gonna make sure we all eat breakfast because we still have that food left over. It's 24 hours, so let's all make sure we eat some breakfast.
A little bit mushy.
That's what we're gonna do to Bill.
You saying we're gonna eat Bill?
No, debarking.
Oh.
Like, you know, debarking a dog.
That's more like de-honking.
Which, by the way, Khoshekh, since Artyom is Bill has avoided you anytime you come up deck. Bill has went to the other side of the ship, looking at you, sort of putting his back up against a wall he can find.
That's awesome.
Just let me know when I'm upstairs.
I accidentally muted instead of unmuting. I do want to see if anybody has a spare like bit and bridle I can use, so he won't be able to talk.
Just go hiya. I'm just trying to talk with hang around and okay.
You're gonna silence an intelligent creature? How rude.
I'm not sure he's intelligent.
You're not.
Holy shit.
So far, all the things that the horse has said has been pretty nonsensical rhymes with the common theme of death and destruction at the end.
Good God.
And impending doom.
Good gods.
That's why I don't want anybody to be able to understand him while we're like traveling through a town.
That's horrifying.
Maybe you can just like make a full-on muzzle for him.
Oh, that feels cruel.
This is my carnivore horse.
Oh yeah, we all know how you can't breathe with masks. Oh wait a minute, it doesn't even need to breathe. It's dead.
Is Khoshekh an anti-masker?
Khoshekh
next
is
time
not
on
an
Hard Knock
anti-masker.
Dice. All right. Is there anything else anybody would like to be doing?
I was just thinking, Khoshekh's like you can't use verbal components well when you're wearing a mask.
Just let me know when I'm up top on deck.
Will do. I will certainly do so. No? All right. Crowley, approaching the city itself, you first come into a familiar mountain range, familiar to you at least. And you've been to New Cyre. You've spent some time here. You see the city sort of sprawling out a little bit away from the foothills of the mountain. Tell me, when was the last time you went to New Cyre, or when was the last time you were there? How long ago?
Let's see. How long ago did this adventure start? I can go from there.
Well, the adventure started about a month and a half ago. Okay, however, so you and Artyom were traveling through Karnath for some time before that.
I want to say probably 8 months ago, maybe 7.
7 to 8 months ago. Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm zooming in here.
It's a big map. I had to walk, guys. Now I'm just sailing in.
So,
Flying.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's probably been. Yeah. So through that time, you knew that they were building. They had not yet completed an airship dock in New Cyre that they were working on. This is an option to you. It should you so choose that option. You obviously have other options. You could head into the mountains themselves and try to find a safe landing space, hide it among the mountains, hide it among the plains outside, hide it up in the clouds, and have Artyom fly you down. There's a lot of options available to you. How do you plan on doing this? And you guys feel free to discuss this as a team.
Yeah, actually, our Crowley will bring that up. Probably at breakfast, and he'll probably look to Artyom. Could you perhaps fly us down? I would feel safer with the ship up in the clouds.
Yeah, that's not the problem at all. Yeah.
Barring bad weather.
Make a survival check.
God.
Oh yeah, 23. Or
Okay.
no, 27.
There's some rolling gray clouds. Looks like it may be bringing some chillier weather in, but other than it doesn't look like anything an airship would not be able to take.
It is winter after all,
Yeah.
so.
There-
When breakfast finishes, though, Crowley's going to go back to his room real quick,
Okay.
and he's going to change clothes.
All right. What are you changing into?
He's going to prestidigitation his clothing black and switch to the sad mask of mourning and return.
Okay.
As is now customary for people of New Kyrie.
Right.
Yeah, are you alright, Crowley? I mean, and you're looking kind of sad.
It is customary fashion in New Kyrie, at least for some, to mourn the morning.
Oh. I did not know this. I really don't have another change of clothes. Sorry.
I just changed my clothing black. That's all.
No. Okay. Well, I guess that
it's you don't have to worry about it. I think you're fine, Artyom.
Okay. So, am I giving everyone a ride? Was that the plan?
I would hope so.
Is there a way to secure the ship while we are gone?
You can have Bill look after everything. I can leave Beric with him, and if there's a problem, Beric can come and get me.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna lock the wheel and I don't know, put in
take the keys out the ignition.
Yeah, take the keys out the ignition, make sure I've got that alarm.
Pull the emergency brake.
Yeah. I can't remember what that stuff is for when people try to steal your car and it cuts the engine. That joke. There you go.
It's just fucking a boat just falls out of the sky. Oh shit.
That'll teach them.
Huh.
Very
Like
well.
that.
Leaving it hovering above the clouds. RTM, I assume, taking your Quetzal form, and just where are you flying people to? I think that needs to be talked about. Are we going straight to like the gates of New Kyrie, or a couple of miles out?
The gate is like you can just fly low, touch the tops of the trees, and then gently from that angle go toward the gate, as opposed to coming straight down from where'd they come from that cloud? What's up there?
Yeah, that makes sense. Sure. We can go from like an angle or something. Yeah. Okay.
How many of us can you carry at the time?
I can carry quite a few at a time. Yeah, Milo might need to get himself down because I mean Milo,
He
you're
can
pretty.
fly.
Yeah, exactly. Milo's pretty heavy in this super crazy armor.
Milo is not on top deck with you right now, and as you're sort of looking around for him, wait a minute. You hear familiar armor chunking coming up the. Well, actually, I don't know. Considering you got your boots off, you might just be out of the armor. Carrying Milo, if you would like to describe it.
So Milo comes up the stairs, looking like absolute shit, slumped over, eyes half closed. He's holding a canvas parcel.
He's like, where's Lydia?
I am right here.
Looks over.
And as she does it for the last time, the cloak actually sizes itself, and she goes, and just a look of perplexion on her face. It's not nearly as fun, and drops
I
the
told you it would fit
size.
after a bit.
Lydia, I've got something I need you to wear for a little bit. It's present, and hopefully it'll work the way I think it will. We'll see. After you've had it on for about an hour, we'll see if it works, and I'll tell you how to use it.
Okay.
And he takes out a pair of like what look like swimming goggles with a strap on the back. And he's going to place the goggles on her head, kind of like a headband for now, and go ahead and buckle it in the back and be like, just kind of like you did with the cloak. Just wear this for a little bit, and I'll get back to you. Just wear these for now, okay? Thank you, Lydia.
You trying to make her a nerd?
Okay.
And I'm just gonna sit there looking like a dead person, probably oblivious to everything that's going on around me.
Kind of look like shit, Milo.
Yes.
Yeah.
You haven't rested?
No.
You are aware we are about to arrive in New Kyrie.
Yeah.
All right. Think this project was worth it?
Yeah.
Are you just not going to wear your armor?
Huh? Oh.
You're just
We're about to go to New Kyrie?
Oh yeah.
apparently it's
One sec.
dangerous.
It's gonna go shuffling back downstairs, come back up like 2 minutes later, armor on, clink, clink, clink.
He is going to fall out of the sky.
Should he just stay here and try to sleep, maybe?
Milo, do you want to stay here and try to sleep?
Yeah.
I was that the yes or no?
No.
Yeah, I couldn't understand that, lad.
I gotta the goggles.
Okay.
Please don't like run into a tree or anything and die. That would be bad.
Milo just falls asleep midair. You just see black armor free falling from the sky.
Shit!
Perhaps you should tie a rope around him and just drag him along while he's flying.
The worst bungee jump.
Perhaps. That might be a good idea.
Folds in half.
Oh my. Well, so I guess return to how many of us can you carry at once?
Eh,
I think we decided you could cover 1,200 pounds, right? Which would be
Holy shit!
about
Yeah.
6 people
Are we
in their gear.
just going straight down?
I think I can carry everybody as long as Milo carries himself.
Plus Lydia.
Yeah, you can, because there's only,
Yeah.
I mean, there's only 5 other members for your party, and Lydia's.
Okay.
I mean
A
this
child?
weight. Yeah, she's a child. I was gonna say half a person as weight wise.
Yes.
That's I think. Yeah. Huh.
Wow.
Just
Okay.
because she's disabled.
Wow.
Oh my god. No, weight wise, how much she weighs, she is half of one of you guys at most. So, but yeah, you can carry everybody in their gear with 1,200 pounds, minus Milo. And Milo in armor weighs maybe as much as most of them.
Probably weighs more than me. Maybe like 3 Crowleys, 4.
Yeah.
3 Crowleys. That's our now
dude.
standard user measurement of weight. How many
Say,
Crowleys does it weigh?
How many Crowleys?
That is the unit of measurement in New Kyrie. That's where the name was adopted from. How many Crowleys does it weigh?
Oh my
I'm,
god.
I'm just imagining if Milo falls more than like 100 feet in his armor, he automatically casts what is it, Thunder Wave whenever he lands, just to have empower armor for Fallout 4.
There's probably a couple of spells that go off if I have to imagine.
I was wondering where you were.
Breaks and explodes.
I didn't know where you were going with this. I thght you guys were trying to create the roadie incident where he just falls out of the sky. That'd have
Oh
been rough.
god.
Regardless, there would be a crater. However, getting back to it, Artyom, sort of flying and remind me how far. I know you're going down out of the clouds and sort of flying at an angle so as to not come directly and them sort of looking up in the sky. But are you landing near the gates, or are you going to be landing, half mile out or so? And walking up.
Yeah, we'll probably land a little bit outwards and then just kind of stroll on up.
Okay. Landing about half mile back, bringing everybody down. Milo, the cool breeze in your armor and just sort of floating there. Nod, fall about 30 feet to one side, recorrect. Nod, fall about 30 feet. And the rest of you land, sort of look back at Milo as you see him fall much, much quicker sometimes and then recorrect course and coming towards you guys. Very much like someone is falling asleep at the wheel. however. You're instructing Barrick that if anything happens to come and find you, correct?
Right.
Okay.
I gave Bill a look between him and Khoshekh at the plants.
Listen. All right. I will not do it again, please. No skeleton business.
You've got good memory. She does too.
No, he is yelling at Khoshekh right now when you do this. Stop it! I'm going downstairs, and he fucking walks downstairs with Barrick.
What is that all about? I say to Artyom.
I told Bill you'd turn him into a skeleton if you kept eating plants.
Right, okay.
She's like, I'm down. Yeah.
I will play into that if I have to.
Plants, I guess, right?
Having this conversation, you start to hear dishes rumble beneath deck. Anyways, you guys fly down without an issue, seeing Milo correcting course a couple of times on the way down, riding on Artyom's new Quetzal form. All right, you guys are about half a mile from the gate right now. Are you keeping your Quetzal form? Are you falling out of it?
No, I'm going to come out of it.
Okay. All right.
Model long as a Quetzal.
And because I want you guys to make the most of this trip, have you guys already split the gold and are now carrying it on your person? Because quite a sum of gold was counted by Melgrim and Gandolin the day before.
That is true.
30,000 gold pieces and 10,000 platinum, if I recall correctly.
I put the platinum that I got from that trip or whatever that I didn't use any of. I put that back, but I would probably get like 100 platinum to bring with us for her family.
Okay.
We have a bag of holding.
You do?
Can we not just put all the money in the bag of holding?
You could.
I don't know if all of it'll fit, like weight-wise. I don't know how much money weighs, but I've got a good amount of stuff in that bag. So.
We can fit a lot there. We can fit the majority of the platinum at least.
Yeah, we can take all of the alcohol out and put it in some type of lock chest so that Bill doesn't drink it while we're gone.
I will just say, in character, perhaps we should make sure we bring along a fair chunk of that money just in case. I don't know what all is available here in New Cairo, but if we come across something we feel like we may need in our travels, grab it while we're here.
Did someone write down the amount that I told you guys? Because I believe it was 17,000 gold and 3,000 platinum.
Or I'm sorry, it was 18,000 gold because it came out to a total of 38,000 gold.
Okay.
Was the overall thing. So it was 18,000 gold pieces and like you said,
3,000 platinum.
All right, that's platinum. Yeah, that's right. I think I have it written down.
Okay, you're bringing 100 platinum for Lydia's family. Is there anything else that you guys are bringing?
I guess we're gonna put the rest of the gold inside the bag of holding. I just grabbed that 100 out, like Artyom grabbed that 100 out, for the express purpose of giving it.
Okay. All right. Probably the chest itself won't fit in, but a couple of you guys sit there. Maybe the dwarves, Melgrim and Gorm, lifting the heavy ass chest up and just sort of dumping the gold into the top of the bag of holding, just sort of endlessly falling into this bag.
Makes like a small avalanche noise.
That's a lot of gold, brother.
Khoshekh, you've put a lot of stuff in this bag before. You never had anything affect its size. The bag of holding sides kind of go doing this, expanding on the sides, but fitting in there, it seems. Maybe about 3 pounds heavier than normal. You guys fly down, walking up to the gates of New Cairo. A familiar sight to you, Crowley, but to everybody else, I don't think many of you have traveled down this direction before. Seeing it from the air, from Artyom, and also Artyom, I would like you to make a perception check on the way down, actually.
Sure. 21.
Okay. All right. You guys make your way down to the gates. Artyom, as you're sort of flying down, you notice what appears to be some construction off to your west. Yeah, off to your west. Can't really see what it is from this distance because it is a couple of miles out. But it does look like just torn up ground and some buildings of some sort. Eventually you land the gates of New Kyrie. Very very almost temporary in design, as if nobody expects to be here for too long. You come up, a couple of guards at the gate, very loose security though. You can see one of them. Hey there, how we doing today, folks? What's your business in New Kyrie?
Crowley will step up. We're simply wishing to bring back my cousin to her parents.
Oh, very well then. And he sort of looks you up and down, sort of a nod in recognition, Crowley, in sort of your traditional garb. He's right then. Very well. Welcome to New Kyrie. Don't cause us any trouble, yeah? Just sort of giving you a smile and beckoning you in.
I never cause trouble anywhere I go.
I don't believe a word you're saying.
That's crazy. Well,
gonna nod and just step through.
okay, shall we?
As you guys make your way in, it's an interesting sight. This is all of you probably know of New Kyrie as a refugee town for the Kyran people from when the morning happened. This is very much a refugee camp. However, it looks like a combination of sort of a tent city and some people who have tried to make up more of a permanent residence of this. So it's very patchwork in its nature. Some people look like they have built on in full Kyran architecture homes for themselves, sort of wooden and thatchwork all across, sort of very, very Dutch in design as far as their homes go. And then you have various quite a large market that you pass by that seems to be mostly just tents and people bringing in just wagons of goods that they're trying to peddle here. It looks like a lot of them are passing through, but you can't really tell, as some of these are also just homes. Where are you guys heading to?
Lydia,
yes.
what is your family name?
Solomon.
Solomon? I imagine we should start looking for Solomons.
Shouldn't be too hard.
I believe so. That should probably narrow it down. I've never been here before, so I do not know what
Crowley's
to look for them.
going to the city information center, obviously.
No such
Where's
thing
the help
exists. There is no help desk for New Kyrie.
Damn it.
No, there's got to be I want to say a tavern or something that you can go to and just ask from there. He's going to make his way.
All right. Making your way, no name on the door or anything. As you walk in, a nice little wooden pub looks like this is pretty much the dead of morning. There's a couple of people there eating breakfast. The dead of morning. I don't know.
Oof. Insensitive. Too soon.
I caught myself off guard with that one. God.
That's the name of the tavern, is Dead of Morning.
A couple of people eating breakfast, but other than that, not a whole lot going on in here. Human bartender, sort of younger male human, just sort of sitting there. Hello, folks. Can I get you anything? Breakfast, I suppose?
No, we just had it. I actually had a question. He's going to place, he's going to move up. What can I see about finding some of the registry of the new Kyrans in here? I've got to find my cousin's father. They were separated a while back.
Yeah, there's a lot of that actually. Hasn't been for some time, but that's I suppose the straggler's not out. I mean,
her uncle passed away, so I decided to bring her back.
I'm sorry to hear that, little one. That's a tough one for me because I'm relatively new here myself, but I know they did have something like that near the near, like, I don't know where it is. They did have some sort of registry going on for lost relatives. Probably closer to sort of the main square. I'm sorry, I'm not from here and I'm relatively new. It's not really a square, it's just sort of the main concentration of buildings, a little bit further into the city. But last I heard, there was some sort of town hall where they did have a registry of citizens for that exact purpose.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And Crowley's going to put down 5 silver for the guy.
Oh, it looks very surprised, takes it up. Thank you very much.
Not a problem. Thanks again. And he's going to cloak of billowing, not really, but he's going to make his way out. We need to go to the town square. Apparently, we could find the information there.
Okay. You guys make your way closer towards the center of town. Here, I need to pull up my notes. There we go. As you're going around, there is a rather large concentration of people in what looks to be Hope, thank you for that follow. Thank you so much. As you're venturing further into the city, there is a rather large gathering of people. Bunch of hustle and bustle going on right now. People talking, just murmurs going on, sort of all centered around this platform. Various tents and ramshackle built, not ramshackle. A lot of the buildings that are built are quite nice, actually, the more permanent structures. The only thing that makes this town sort of off-putting is the fact that you will have a very well built sort of Chiron home right next to a tent home, and it seems that some people, and Crowley, you would know this well, that the Chiron people have sort of 2 mindsets among them, and that one mindset is that this is our new home and we will make the best of it and we will make it the new Kyrie. The second mindset is, I'm going back home soon and this is just temporary. So it is very much stated in sort of the architecture around here. Melgrim's joining back with Joe Rogan, apparently. As you sort of make your way through this crowd looking around, Crowley, several things have changed. This city was definitely changing as you left. It is very evolving in a sense that people coming in from the moorland, new families being founded and stuff, a lot more people building up the town itself. However, a moment goes by as you're sort of just, all of you are looking around trying to find your way about, and eventually sort of on this platform in the middle of everybody, a familiar figure to you, Crowley, and maybe some others who are at least somewhat versed in politics, stepping up onto the stage, a couple of what look to be well-to-do adventurers, about 7 to 10 of them, stepping up and going off to one side of this stage, followed by a what looks to be a rather tall and slender human male with bald hair, sort of a mustache going down on each side, and just long and pencil-like, very well groomed and just nice purple and green, very much like what Crowley wears as far as his bright clothing goes. Doesn't seem to be taking it a part of the black morning wear. And then behind him, a rather large formal tunic going on, long dark coarse hair going down his back, big ponytail, stepping up. You know this man stepping up to this podium, Crowley, as Prince Origev. making a statement to the town.
I'm going to hold the party there and move a little closer to try and get a listen.
Okay.
If anyone cares to follow me.
Okay.
Sure.
Is he sort of?
I'd like to stick close to Khoshekh while this is happening and keep an eye on her bag of holding, since there seems to be quite a crowd and there is a literal fortune inside of it at the moment.
You're not wrong.
Very true.
Very well. Make a general perception check for me, RTM.
19.
Okay. Did you step?
I do.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I do want to mention I'm probably gonna have Lydia like glued to my side as well, so
Very well.
she can be shoved up against that bag and make sure nobody.
Yeah.
Sort
Lydia's
of.
like in the center of the group, like
Actually,
it's like
I'm
a
going to
cordon of people.
taking some of your word and knowing where she is at. Lydia is going to try to stealth with advantage.
With advantage.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
About how long has it been since we did our orbital insertion?
At this point, probably close to 30-45 minutes.
What?
Okay. As you guys step up, getting a little bit closer, Crowley or RTM stepping up to the side of Khoshekh, getting a better view on the bag of holding. Khoshekh sort of taking your red cloak and bringing it around Lydia too, holding her close, so trying to hide her a bit. Milo, you're standing probably a head and a half taller than most people around you currently. A lot of humans, a lot of half elves, various backgrounds around you guys currently. The man in the colorful robe sort of steps up, casts something on Prince, and his voice booms out. Country people, today I've gathered to make a few announcements, and we've gone to send off another adventuring party towards our home. First things first, though, I know a lot of you are worried about recent talks of the missing children. Know that we are aware. We will find them. We will stop them. That is all I will say of it. And if any... And he goes on to give a general threat to these people. Should we find you, there will be no mercy. Another announcement before we send off our fellow countrymen. A deal has been made with House Orion to expand the lightning route to New Kyrie, giving us equal chance for commerce and a connection to the people of other people of the world, a faster connection. As most of you know, we have just finished our airship port over the past couple of months to assist with this, and to also assist with our expeditions into the Mournland. With that, we would like to send off these heroes into the Mournlands, not only to cleanse some of the horrors that exist within, but to also see if they can find any evidence of what happened. We send them off with it, and you see coming down now out of the sky an airship just sort of dropping in right next to the stage, and just show of grandeur as you see a bunch of people like gasping and whatnot. Some people having to move out of the way as this thing is just sort of floating down, connects down, and the rail pops out. We wish you luck. Farewell. As this show of grandeur goes off, everybody starts cheering, clapping, and everything. Crowley giving a just slow golf clap as this group of adventurers load up onto their own airship and head towards the dead gray mist in the distance. As he wraps up this very lackluster speech, he doesn't seem to be much of a spokesman at all. It doesn't seem like this is his forte. As he wraps up the speech, giving a very brief thank you, bowing his head, and what seems to be his liaison or some sort of assistant follows down behind him and off stage. After a few moments, the crowd, after talking with each other, some murmurs going on about the various things that were announced and talked about. You hear just child traffickers. They took my kid. And you also hear various lightning rail and all this sort of other stuff amongst the crowd. What would you like to do?
Once the prince comes down, Crowley is going to go and try and make his way for the townhouse, or the town hall, excuse me. Probably looks like a house at this point, I'm not sure.
Not too wrong.
But he's going to...
Child snatching. Oh.
Yeah, but he's going to lean down and ask Lydia, what was your parents' profession, Lydia?
My father was a simple leatherman, and my mom made jewelry. That's about it.
Crowley's going to nod. Understood. And he's going to look back up and try and make his way over. Excuse me, pardon me.
Okay. All right. So you guys are making your way through the crowd. Ganwin, did you have something?
I was just saying that if there's child snatching going on here, I just kind of want to be on like general head swivel, keeping eye out for shady persons.
Okay.
That look child snatchery.
Drone and Kestrel both doing circles and keeping an eye out for suspicious individuals.
Sure. Make a perception check for me, Ganwin, and you as well, Milo.
20.
Okay.
Not natural, unfortunately.
The drone got a 22.
Okay.
The Kestrel got a 5.
All right. Keeping a general eye about this, doesn't seem like there is many shady individuals out right now, especially with the high presence of town's guard or surrounding the prince right now, also doing the same thing, just sort of keeping a general eye on the crowd. You pass several of them. Very Swiss guard in looks very different than the sort of the gate guards that you guys passed, but very Swiss guard in appearance. Very brightly colored, large pikes or glaives carried by each one, very much making a statement about their status. Following the prince behind, they sort of also filter out one by one around him. Crowley, making your way towards a town hall that it did exist, has been built onto, it looks like, a couple of extra wards here and there. The same direction as Prince Orgev himself, actually walking into you guys are actually held off for a moment as he makes his way into this into this room. You guys are held outside by the guard for a moment. Wait here, please. Just waiting. One guard comes out and then they all filter in as well. You guys make your way in. There is sort of this front desk receptionist type thing. Very, very bubbly half elf girl. How may I help you today?
Yes, I'm looking for the registry of people in New Kyrie. I have a little girl who is looking for her parents. My cousin.
Yes. We haven't had need of it some time. Hilda should have it. It'll be the third door on your right. Here. It'll actually be the last door on the right. Sort of. Yeah. She just points you back there. You guys, all 7 of you making your way back there, all 8 of you with Lydia making your way back there, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making my way back there.
Okay.
Travel as a unit.
She's just watching each of you come through. Milo comes through, and she's just like, I don't know if the room's gonna hold you all. Okay.
That's fine.
All right. You guys walk into this back room, sort of dank, dusty, old, darkened room. Behind sort of this haphazard table, you see just mounds of notebooks and parchment and stuff behind her, sort of labeled with just nailed sheets of paper with like letters of the alphabet behind her. Some of them in Elven, so she has like stacks that are in the common alphabet, and then stacks that are sort of divided out by the Elven alphabet, and smoking what looks to be just a large cigar. She just, how may I help you?
Jesus Christ.
I'm looking to find family registry for my young cousin here. She was separated from her parents.
Name, please.
Lydia Solomon.
Solomon. All right. Starts with an S, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. Sort of walking up to this large pile of books, pulling a couple of notebooks down herself. All right. S-A. S-E. Slowly going by each one of these, sort of painstakingly, Crowley getting... No, anyone, can't help sort of getting impatient at this process as she thumbs through it, taking a long, old, and just sort of tobacco-stained finger searching through. Solomon. All right. I got about 3 of them here. You know the parents' names?
He's going to look to Lydia.
You look
Lydia, you can
to
speak
Lydia
up.
and Lydia.
Yeah, I know. He's going to look to Lydia and say, Lydia, go ahead.
Abet Anila? Abet Anila Solomon. All right. Got an address for you. Sort of takes another piece of paper, scrawls something out. Just sort of slides it across the desk. Anything else I can do for you?
Probably going to reach and take the paper. No, you have been wonderful. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
And he's going to stand up and help Lydia out.
Okay. Heading towards this address, I suppose. Just beelining it for Lydia's parents' house.
Before we head that way, I'm gonna lean into Khoshekh and be like,
I need to test that thing I gave to Lydia before we get there.
All right.
I mean,
Lydia, and I'm gonna kind of like
Yes.
put my hand on her back and guide her to Milo.
kneel
Milo
down,
wants to try the goggles.
kneel and flip my faceplate up.
See, I'm gonna put something over your eyes, and I need you to tell me if you notice anything different, okay?
Okay. And for my sake, Cody, this is the equivalent of an ersatz eye, correct?
Yes, it'll give her, if it works, the vision equivalent of having one functioning eye.
Okay. The ersatz eye is an artificial iris that replaces a real one that was lost or removed. While the ersatz eye is embedded in your eye socket, it can't be removed by anyone other than you, and you can see through the tiny orb as if it were a normal eye. This isn't going to be replacing one of her eyes as the way you flavored it. It's just going to be a goggles that is going to allow one eye to work.
Right.
However, sometimes the issue is not the eye, and sometimes the connection to the eye. And this is not something that I have predetermined, so it is going to come down to a roll. Okay?
Okay.
I'll let you call it. High or low? High. High, she can see. Low, it doesn't work. All right? Here.
High.
We'll so I'm not accused of fudging anything. We will do this. We're going to take a trip.
Just use your portent. Like it's a 10. Fuck you.
This is not how that
What a
works.
cool dice tray. I love it
Look
so
at
much.
look at the branding. Look at the
Yeah.
branding. Bam.
Oh
right there.
man,
Wonder where you can get
those are amazing.
All right.
Wow.
Those are so cool.
I'll let you choose. Which one? Big dire D20, regular D20.
Big.
Big D20 it is. All right, I got to actually stabilize my dice tray for this. can't really see what this one is.
I cannot see what that is.
That is a 3.
It is a 19 portent.
Oh.
Milo,
Try it
I'm
with
gonna
the
say
little one. Try it with the little one.
I'm gonna say with this roll, this isn't really a skill check of any sort, so I'm not gonna let you replace it.
It says any dice roll. Come on. Okay.
Yeah, it does say any dice roll. Come on.
It says any dice roll. Does it?
Wait,
It
I got a
does,
back
to be
pocket
fair.
20. Can I use it for? Can I use it for this?
It's true.
Actually, what I am going to
True.
look at the specifics of that.
Okay.
I
I'm not like-
recall it does say any roll.
I don't want to be lying to the DM. Give me a second.
Yep.
I've had to have this argument before because
worries.
somebody did it to me in their sleep.
That's true. It's true.
I was so peeved. That's some bullshit.
Oh,
Oh,
it
they
is-
made you fail like a perception check in your sleep.
No, they made me fail the stealth check while they were asleep.
Right. So for a roll like this, it looks like it wouldn't go through because it says any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check.
There you go.
So,
Gotcha.
Oof.
You knew there was a chance of this as you were making it. That was what that medicine check was for. It seems that the problem is not with her eye. As you sort of put the goggles on, and she just sits there for a moment, quiet. I am not noticing anything.
Might I see that?
Are you
muted.
talking to
You're
Lydia?
muted.
The goggles.
Oh, Milo's muted. Okay.
oh, sorry.
You know, this headband doesn't look as good as I was hoping it would. We'll get you a different one. Thank you for giving it a try, Lydia. We'll get you a prettier one.
Of course. And she sort of takes it off, hands it out to you.
Khoshekh, if you can see Milo's face, there's a chance you might see him like tearing up before he closes his faceplate.
Is it fairly obvious what this was supposed to do? What he was hoping this was gonna do?
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
I just want to make sure.
It's goggles, and he's been working on it solid for like 3 days.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I'm looking up to the sky at Jonesy like this.
Khoshekh, you and Milo look up to the sky as Milo says, "It's a terrible day for rain."
Bruh.
It is not raining.
No. Oh god. Terrible dude.
He's going to rather somewhere between angrily and dejectedly like cram not too gently the copper, wood, and leather thing that he just took off of her head into one of his pouches.
Okay.
Jonesy, I can't believe you didn't let me use my birthday 20.
Can't believe what?
You didn't let me use my birthday 20.
Oh, I didn't hear the request, but it's also on any
Yeah.
die roll that you make.
No. Yeah.
That is also true.
No man who made the rule about it. It is not.
Oh god. Oof.
Okay.
When's Lydia's birthday?
We'll figure that out. It's something I don't know. I did not make her. I haven't made a
Wait,
social
hold
security card for her
One
yet.
second. Jonesy, your birthday has passed, and this was your role, and you don't want to use your birthday 20 on it?
I do not.
He's the
He used
dungeon
that-
Oh,
master.
you're an
I don't think he gets
asshole.
one.
He used that one to kill Melgrew.
Ooh.
Oh.
Were you guys taking your time to do this outside of the town hall, or were you doing it?
Yeah, this is before we started heading towards her parents' house. So
Oh.
Milo's goal was for her to be able to see her parents.
Yeah, I assume this is happening sort of right out of the town hall.
I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
While this is happening, I'm gonna take my time to go back inside the town hall and speak to the receptionist.
Yes.
And do you have a sheet of paper? And where is the office for the missing children?
Of course. She brings
Oh
out.
no, I'm so used to speaking with the Italian accent, I keep flying back to it.
She brings out a sheet of paper for you, sort of sliding it over. Do you need ink and quill as well?
Please.
And slides that over to you as well. There is no established office as far as I know yet. I know the town guard has been the most of the reporting there. They probably have something set inside the guard house itself.
Where's the address for the guard hall?
You would know where the guard hall is.
I would hope so. But anyway, Crowley's gonna jot down some other things, and then thank you very much.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. You take her quill. She kind of reaches out for the
no,
quill.
I put it, and you can't see the camera. I back into the ink pot.
She goes. She's like, you have no idea how many people steal these, and sort of sets it back down under her desk.
You should get a change for that. We'll it's high fashion in Sharn.
That's very smart. Sort of. You walk away. Okay, you guys make your way out. Go ahead, Milo.
Oh, I would say when he went back inside, Milo's gonna lean down to Khoshekh, voice a little husky behind the helmet, be like,
I'll meet you guys there.
I was gonna do this while everyone else is filtering out. Sorry.
He's gonna have his Kestrel kind of hang out probably on Khoshekh. And did we pass like a marketplace or anything like that?
You guys did. You guys passed a large tent marketplace.
I'm gonna head back that way.
Okay. It'll take you a little bit to get there.
Milo, where are you going?
I'll be back.
What? That's not satisfactory.
I'm going.
Okay.
Just let him go. It'll be all right.
So Milo makes his way back towards the market. You guys with a new address for Lydia's parents and some new information gained. That's where we'll take our break.
Hey.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have not yet, please drop a follow. If you're really enjoying us, then maybe drop a sub. Think about it. I'm not gonna force you. But as we were gonna take about a 15-minute break or so. Keeping it short and sweet. We're gonna go get some drinks and whatnot. We will be back very soon. Don't go anywhere. Much love. Bye for now. But we'll be back. And hello, everybody.
Hello.
We are back.
Whoa!
For those who were
not
not here originally but are here now, we are Hard Knock Dice. We're going to continue on with our Across Eberron campaign.
Oh, Across Eberron.
Yeah, we're going to add new words every other week. Last we left our adventurers. I'm not going to say heroes. Y'all are at least going places. Last we
left these people.
When last we left these people, they had made their way to New Kyrie, making their way through the gates looking for their charges Lydia's parents. After happening by an announcement made by the leader of this establishment, Prince Orgev himself, a familiar figure to Crowley, at least by sight. They made their way further into the city, going to the town hall to find a registry to find Lydia's parents. Doing so successfully and having Hilda give them an address to said place, Crowley, with his pretty good knowledge of the city, knows where this is. Before they left from in front of the town hall, Milo decided to try out his project to see if he could assist Lydia with seeing her parents. Unfortunately, a side effect that he was well aware of, but still optimistic that they could work, unfortunately did not restore the connection between her brain and her eye. As Lydia saw no difference in sight, Milo dejectedly walked towards the marketplace as the rest sort of called after him, and that is where we left off. So, what would you like to do?
I guess let's try to figure out where this address is sending us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crowley's gonna start leading the way toward the address.
Okay.
10 number 2 Electric Avenue.
All right. Leaving Milo to walk towards the tent market. The rest of you making your way towards this address. We will continue on with the majority group currently. You guys make your way towards this address. Crowley, tracing your way through some familiar streets. Help me envision what Crowley is feeling being at not necessarily home, but certainly a place that has echoes of home all around it.
It's a sense of nostalgia, familiarity, yet also a painful stab in the gut because none of it is what it should be. Very painful nostalgia. Like, no, I'm not going to say that. That was too edgy.
Okay. There is never too much edge.
I was going to say, like, the sequel trilogy.
Maybe there is too much edge. Maybe there is too much edge. Walking around these familiar homes and streets, having a familiar mindset, as a lot of people in this town do, that this isn't home. This is a mockery of home. You make your way through these streets towards this address, and you come across a humble home, permanent in structure. It is made of wood and thatch, closer to the outskirts of the city. Small one-story building, not much going on the outside, and some of the roads here, some of them have been like at least graveled, not necessarily paved. And so like the town square itself has some cobblestone laid out, but as you kind of walk closer towards the outskirts of the town where this home is, you get closer to some dirt streets. But yeah, here you are.
Crowley's gonna move up and knock.
You
with
knock
a beat. No, I'm just kidding. What's up?
Performance check.
Yeah, all right. That's what I'm looking for.
The secret
if these are the correct people, this should be the sound of heaven.
Shave
if
and
not,
a haircut.
then yeah, shave and a haircut. Okay, so that is actually one of my lowest rolls so far. This is horrifying. I had to look at my performance check real quick. Oh, 15.
It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's not the best for you. You rap on the door. You hear, yes, 1 minute, from inside. Lydia instantly drops the hood and sort of pulls against Khoshekh, sort of pointing her ear to inside. Khoshekh being the closest to her, you probably hear, Mama. And opening the door, you see a dark-skinned female, human just like Lydia, long floral dress on, very much Chiron fashion. Crowley, you would know northern Chiron fashion, sort of billowing arms on this sort of sunflower dress. Looks to be like depictions of daisies and sunflowers and the like. Dark hair, sort of plaited and braided along the scalp, going into one large braid in the back. She says, yes, may I help?
Mrs. Solomon, I presume.
Lydia, and she pushes you out of the way, and she throws her hands around Lydia and says, what are you doing? And being surrounded by the six of you now, pushes her and says, my brother, who are you?
Perhaps it is best if we speak inside, if you do not mind.
Just a whirlwind of confusion and emotion. Glad to see your daughter, but also the instant realization that if you are here with her daughter, there is something incredibly wrong. Pulling all of you inside of it. She's make her. I'm gonna say make a persuasion check. Crowley. Go ahead and roll persuasion for me. She looks around the rest of you and says, before I let you in, who are you?
22.
Okay.
My name is Crowley, and we happened upon your daughter when she was in a bit of trouble. And as I said, perhaps we should speak inside.
Looking her over, sort of pulling the cloak to either side, looking at it confused. Very, very well. Come on in. She leads you inside. Very, very modest home, very simple furniture. Leads you in. Sort of one big family room in the center, some doors off to the back left-hand side that you would assume go to some bedrooms, and this leading immediately into this sort of living space, immediately into a kitchen of sorts with like a wood burning stove and sort of a flat top griddle across it. It looks like. I don't have enough seating for all of you, but please. And she points to a couple of like love chair sized seating arrangements for you. As she sits down in a chair and just pulls Lydia close and starts whispering to her. Are you okay?
Yeah, Crowley's going to move to the nearest seat. I confess that I'm happy that we caught you. Your daughter said that you were to be leaving here soon.
We have been trying. I mean, this is why I just sort of rubbing her hand across her head troubledly. We've been trying for some time, but unfortunately, just not enough resources, as it were.
Understandable. Very understandable. But I presume you have questions, of course.
Yes. And she looks away from you. Lydia, are you okay? And she says, I'm fine, Mama. They've been taking care of me. Khoshekh and Crowley and Gandolin. And she listens for a second. I don't hear Milo. There's another one too. They have been taking good care of me. Says, well, your room is as we left it. And why don't you go hang in go to your room and while we speak. Very well. And she sort of gets up, giving another big hug to her mom. And with a deftness as if just from memory, Lydia nearly sprints through the house, just knowing where things are. Tracing fingers along familiar things here and there, makes her way into a back room. A knowing look across her face, she asked the question anyways. My brother?
Unfortunately dead.
What happened?
There was a magical disease, and I try to put it as delicately as possible, but it hit the entire town, and we happened to come upon it when just only she and one other were the only survivors. Luckily, we found her when we did, and we managed to put an end to it, but still, we could not leave her there alone, and we brought her directly to you.
I sent her there to be safe, and I just sent her in the way of more danger.
Crowley is going to lean forward. No one could have predicted what happened. It could have easily have happened anywhere. It is not your fault.
Well, thank you for bringing her back to me. She must have been traveling for quite some time to make it.
We took some lightning rails. It was rather quick.
Oh, very well. I don't know what to say. I am.
Say nothing. Your daughter was a treasure. She definitely lightened the mood of the party, and we were pleased to take another Kyrian home. And this is kind of like knowingly, you know. There are so many missing children these days. I would hate for another family to be deprived of their child.
a look of worry across her face. This is exactly why we sent her away. This has been going on for some time, and friends, their children going missing. I don't know. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to send her away, but I had no other choice.
I understand completely, of course. But now that your daughter is back, perhaps fortunes have turned. You said 100. Stage whisper to another player. Tell me, what do you need to leave this place? What funds have you amassed?
Unfortunately, trying to live here as well as trying to me and my husband, and with your passive insight, Crowley, I'll say you when she mentions her husband, there's been worry across her face, but her eyes just sort of dart off to the side again, and you get the sense that there's extra worry on top of everything that's just been brought to her attention. Something in addition to, we'll say. As she continues talking, says, "My husband, I bet, and we're simple people." She goes to the kitchen and grabs like a small wooden box that is hidden sort of on top of some cabinets, opens it up, and you see like a smattering of gold, maybe 15 gold, and like a couple of silver, and mostly copper.
Just based on previous knowledge, like how far would this get them? Just from my understanding, probably not far.
Yeah, not very far, considering they would have to find safe passage out of the city, and then to a lightning realm, and then to establish themselves wherever they're going. This could potentially get them to somewhere, or at least get them to where Lydia was, but once that, there would be nothing left. So
yeah,
Can I roll a dexterity check to like ring that box with the pouch of platinum? Like just toss it right in there.
You're gonna knock it out of a ring.
It's 100 platinum. It's 100 platinum.
Yeah, it's 100.
That's
You're
a
gonna
big
knock
pouch,
her
dog.
over.
100
It's like that big.
$half sized coins.
They're $half. I figured they would be more like 100.
Just toss it my way. I'll catch it. God damn it, I'll try.
100 quarters is still a chunky bag.
100 of them could probably weigh like 3 pounds or 3 to 5 pounds.
Okay, I'll just toss them to Crowley then.
Yeah, 25 dex check.
Okay, sure, without issue.
Obviously, understanding.
Did you roll a
what's intended
natural
here.
20? How'd you get a 25?
Dex check, right? I had rolled I might have been looking at save, honestly. Then it might have just been I rolled an 18.
Okay.
So 22 then.
Gotcha. All right. Without issue, catching the bag as she sort of looks, unfortunately it's not much.
Crowley hands the bag, puts it on top of the case, like, closes it and puts it on their hand. I think it is more than enough.
It looks pretty sufficient to me.
I think you have enough to get far away from these troubles.
This is so much silver. And she pulls it out of the bag, looking at it.
That is not silver. Dude, I would not want for you to be cheated.
I have never seen a platinum piece before. Oh my god.
It's like that part in frickin', what is it? A Million Ways to Die in the West. Take your hat off, boy. That's a platinum.
This is so much. I cannot.
You can, and you will. It is the least we can do. for the loss that you have suffered. I am merely happy that one child of Kyrie is able to return home and live together with her family.
Say, and you hear the doorknob turn and the door opens as you see a taller, dark-skinned man, thick, coarse beard, longer hair, sort of slicked behind his head with oil and sweat. He says, Nila, what is going on here?
Good day.
Good day.
Crowley will incline his head.
Make his way through.
And step to the side, so you know.
She sort of half jogs over to him, shows them money, tells them what is happening, sort of supports her, and then like looking back to you guys, to the bunch of you, sort of takes his arm and puts it in between you and Neela, and which she has said, you are very kind, but I am still confused.
On what issue?
Why that issue?
Why and to what hand? The money?
The money? Helping her all the way here?
I've told your wife, as a fellow Kyrian,
Papa!
I wish
and you hear running from the other room, hearing the voice. You hear little feet of Lydia. Big embrace as he sort of holds her up, sort of listening to you and stroking her and listening to the story, just whispering into her ear.
He waves a hand, he stops and just waves in. That exactly. She's
Very
not the
well.
only one to be rewarded. There are reparations to others who are in the town, as we have doled out. But it seems to me you could make a lot of good with this money for you and your family.
Sort of looking back over his shoulder. Yes, I mean, make good. We will make good far and away from here.
And I pray you do so. Do you have any idea of where you wish to go?
The plan was to go back north and giving you sort of to other family. However, it seems things have changed. We're pretty much all we have as far as family goes. I guess the northward to Passage is still the plan, unless anything changes. We don't know where else is safe. We've heard no news of Lydia. I love you, sweetie, but we must have adult talks. Please go into your room. She runs back. I will be open with you. There's the reason we sent Lydia away. There's trouble here for children specifically. We have had very many friends have their own go missing. Seems someone is taking advantage of an entire people being displaced. So, however, we don't know where is safe. All we know is here is not.
You speak, of course, of the children being abducted.
Yes.
I admit to you freely that I am involved in this in a way. I have been searching for the children, making sure they have been returned to Kyrie. I have discovered some in Karnath and other places.
What have you found? He gets very interested in what you're saying. And he sort of beckons to the seat again, as most people have turned around, and he sort of sits down, his wife sitting on the arm of the chair.
Crowley will seat himself and look to him. I have discovered that the trade of children goes far indeed. It goes from Karnath to Flamekeep, of which we have ended certain operations in both places, but it still goes further yet. We go next to another city in hopes of finding more children. We have some that in Karnath that I hope to have sent back eventually. I will have to speak to the city guard here to make sure that that happens.
What? That was you. They have made it here.
Oh,
There were
excellent.
3 children returned just last week.
Oh,
Not
it's been a month.
Not 4 or 5 days ago. That was you. And he sort of looks at the lot of you over.
That was us. I am pleased they have made it back. I wasn't so sure if Karnath would be able to do it, but we gave them some gold to make sure that the children would return.
No, they made their way here. I heard the announcement. The prince himself announced when it happened. Why are you?
Woogity woogity woogity. Anyway.
Why are you so invested in this?
I was told many months ago of this happening, and as I said, I am from Cyre myself, but more importantly, I am a father. And our people being displaced like this, it does not seem right to me. And I took a small sum to see to it that all children will be returned to Cyre, and in doing so, I have learned that more than just us have been suffering from this.
Well, it sounds like you have traveled further than I have. Where is safe? Have you heard any other cities that aren't dealing with this? You said you're going to a city next to break that up. What city is that?
Of course, if you keep this between us, because I cannot have them hear of this, but Sharn.
Of course,
If
if
you
goes to
had
that city is filled with filth.
It is. I would recommend perhaps Flamekeep. Though we found no children there. It was a way of passage for them, but we have dealt with the elements there, and our name is somewhat good there. I would perhaps recommend moving there. They have a strong... I forget what the position of Ragnar was, but
Templar of Law.
Templar of Law.
They have a very capable Templar of Law, and a man that I would trust to keep the city safe, as well as the Church of the Silver Flame. I can at least say that would perhaps be one of the safest places to be.
Very well. Okay. I don't know much about it, and he looks again to the box and the sack of platinum on top of it. I don't think I would have to know much.
Well, if you're unsure, there is a tavern you may stay at, owned by one named Matilda. You could at least see the city for a while. See if it works for you. For a new start.
Okay. I have heard of Flamekeep. I'm not sure we would be able to build in the city itself, or even buy a house in the city itself, but perhaps outside of it, closer, maybe under the watch of the Silver Flame. Thank you. Dear, would you make us some tea, please? She says, of course, taking the coins with her over, not 15 or 20 feet from you guys, starts making it. And sort of leaning in and sort of hushed whispers. It says, reading over you, I am infinitely grateful. You have helped our family, and if your intentions are pure, this will help us more than any of you could ever know. Thank you. I too am more involved with this. This is why we had to send Lydia away, and it is at least why we had the knowledge of doing so. I am part of a group that has a couple of objectives, one of which is dealing with those that are taking our country people. should you care to join us, I think all of you would be a huge ally in our fight. We have a meeting 2 nights from tonight. You can come and meet with me, and I will take you there. You will need to be with me. But I would to enlist your help and your knowledge to have you speak in front of everyone. I think would be a huge help. You could aid us. We could aid you.
Crowley will look to the others and kind of gauge where they're at.
I say yes. No question.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Well, I think we have a... There's one more of our party who is not here, but I think I can speak for us in saying that we would be happy.
He's part of your group here and you trust him?
I do indeed. He has been with us, and he was instrumental in helping save the town that was infected with your daughter in it.
Very well. I will start to spread word. 2 days from now, meet me on the edge of town, facing towards the Seawall Mountains at 9 o'clock.
I think we can find it. And Crowley will nod.
Okay.
But over the next couple of days, maybe you and the wife and Lydia get ready to leave if it's not safe here. Maybe in a couple of days we can be gone. Gesturing to them as a whole, like get out sooner rather than later.
Flamekeep is probably your best option. Lucas, the Templar, is a friend of ours. If you told him, you are a friend of ours as well, he'd probably help you out.
Neela coming back in with tea says, "Well, what do we call you? I'm sorry, my manners have been somewhat shaken due to bringing Lydia back. Thank you again so much. Your names? I'm so sorry. I am Neela. This is Abed.
I am Artyom.
Artyom.
Gandalf.
I am Gorum, son of Garum, Clan Anrund.
Hey, I'm Gorum. I'm Melgrim.
No.
I am Khoshekh.
I am Crowley. Your daughter knows me as Caiaphas.
Very well. Thank you all. Just sort of nodding. Lucas, it doesn't sound like it'll be too hard to find him. If he holds such a high position, we will absolutely let him know.
Crowley will raise a hand. Does your wife know of your activities with this group? He's kind of whispering again.
As she's sort of going and getting around names, you lean in and ask him this. He just looks his eyes up and slowly sort of shakes his head no. Very slightly.
She seems concerned with something going on. I would be careful if I were you. For her sake, your daughter's.
Sort of leaning back and playing it off. This as well. I still have business to wrap up around New Cairo myself. However, I believe Artyom is correct in that we need to get Lydia and Neela out of here as soon as possible. He sort of grabs her hand and grasps it. Perhaps it is... Yes?
If you wish for some place for them to stay safely, at least for a little while before you leave, we can help arrange that, at least, out of the city.
Where?
He's going to kind of look and see everyone's thoughts on this. We have a ship that they will be out of reach.
The ocean is quite some time away.
Crowley will say nothing, but point up.
Oh. Ah, yes. Oh. It's just sort of the realization hits him that 6 individuals have come into possession of an Lyandar airship.
Cheesin'.
Oh,
Look at that. Look at the face of Gandalf.
Yeah.
Innocent. Totally legal.
and this is a safe place.
It is outside the reach of any who would seek to take your daughter away from you.
Although I've just met you, you have brought back my daughter and very well not only given us the way to but out of here, but funded probably the next several years of our life, which I cannot. Thank you. Neela and Lydia will go to this place with you. And he sort of stands up, says, but confirming it for Neela and talking to you guys. They will go there and they will be safe, yes.
We can take her tonight after we are finished with our business in town.
Wait, you should travel light, though.
Very lightly.
Abed sort of looks around. We travel lightly.
Crowley will look to Artyom. I think I'll stay in town tonight. Lessen the load.
Sure, that is fine.
Should we not all, as many of us as possible? I understand that we will have we will garner more information at a later date, but doesn't hurt to do a little looking around ourselves.
Maybe we could get a tour if you're not too busy. Let Lydia and their mother have a little bit of time together.
Around the town, you mean?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Yes. No, that is not. This is not an issue. I can show you around. I am. Let's say I'm taking the day off. It's a little bit of a frustrated look on his face when he says this. However, takes a leather apron off. Perhaps you should tell Lydia to start packing and help her pack her things that were left. You didn't happen to grab. We sent her away with a lot of her belongings. However, if she does not have them on her, I assume they were lost. Abed sort of opens the pouch and gives a couple of gold to Neela and says, let's go buy her some new clothes as well, to pack up. Do you want to tour now or just later tonight?
Hey, whenever you're most comfortable with.
As I said, I am open for today.
Just kind of gauge the rest of the party.
I think that would be fine. The city has changed a bit in my absence.
Very well. Today it is then. Neela, head to the marketplace. I will start showing our friends around town. He sort of leans in. Take your dagger. All right.
Is it that unsafe even during the day?
It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Yes.
Wise precaution.
He points at your belt and says, "It looks like you know this."
Yes.
Is Lydia coming with us, or is she going with her mom, or are we just leaving her here by herself?
She's going with her mom to go
okay.
buy some clothes and things. Lydia has been in the same like 90 that you guys have found her in for the past couple of days, so and not grabbing any of her things from the house. She is in now need of a new wardrobe, so that is what her mother is going to do. Very well. Follow me and we can start. And starts walking out of the door. Before doing so, he looks at the chest. Neela, find a better place to hide this. And sort of hands it back to her.
Get like more money in it now.
Yeah. As he leads you guys out the door, we will flash back a couple of moments to Milo, who has been walking towards the tent marketplace. And unless there's anything you'd like to do along the way, you make your way to the marketplace. Sort of tents set up everywhere. Different vendors selling a variety of things. This looks like a fairly well traveled vendors market. Like tons of looks like sort of like a halfling. The sort of the first thing that kind of greets you is a halfling with all sorts of piercings and tattoos and stuff, and having this very darkened leather tints with bones sort of holding it out. Very exotic looking. It looks almost intentionally exotic looking, with different sort of like baby animals and some like baby dinosaur in like cages and stuff. He says, "Yeah, friend, you're looking for a pet here?"
Walking right on past.
All right then. As you continue walking by, and there's just various tents selling all sorts of things. What are you looking
for a jeweler.
Okay. You do find several jewelers. Some lower end like stone jewelry and stuff like that. Looking for their wares, and you of course get the spiel almost every time. Very much trying to sell you. It's like, no, this, I'm telling you, this will do what you need. I'm shit. As you walk on, going further into the marketplace, you find a sort of a portly old guy looking around his collection. You see he's got some gems in there. Says, "Hey, what can I do for you?"
Looking for necklace.
A necklace? Yeah, I was gonna say tons. I got like 6.
Yeah. I'll see him.
Yeah, sure. Here, I mean, right over here. He brings you to a couple of things. He has like, small onyx, maybe a ruby necklace. What are you looking for?
Looking specifically for anything. The visuals aren't so important. Looking for like maybe a worked pendant, something with like imagery or texture, like maybe like gold worked into a particular like pattern or something. Tactile is the goal here.
Looking for a particular. All right, explain it to me because I don't think I'm understanding.
Like for example, I've seen like silver pendants that had like scenes worked into them so that it had like the image of whatever. So
okay.
So worked gold in a pattern, not just like solid gold or whatever.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's got something like that. It looks like a small like silver pendant and sort of imprinted into it. It looks to be after you look over it for a second, you see some mountains in the distance in a city. This looks like to be an imprint of the city of New Kyrie. On this pretty simple black and brown leather sort of intertwined necklace piece to it.
How much?
All right. 2 gold.
Really? Okay.
Slide 2 gold.
Wow.
Not even debating.
Very well then. Nice doing business with you.
Good day.
Going to start communing with my familiar to see what direction I need to be heading in.
Okay. As you've gone to hunt down the exit place, you start sort of walking back. Your familiar coming back to you and sort of talking you down the streets and everything. As you do, you come across nearly there at this point, heading towards the outside of the town. You come across Lydia and a dark-skinned woman, sort of arm around her, as their very floral dress. And from Lydia's description, you can kind of gather that this is probably her mother. And they're just sort of walking right by you.
Frozen for a moment, just kind of.
Lydia.
Mother sort of pulls her in. I am sorry. Lydia says, no.
I'm so sorry, ma'am.
This is Mama. This is Milo. Says, oh, the you are the other group member.
Yeah. I take it that they're at your home, or have they left?
They are just now leaving. If you speed down the street, you might be able to catch up to them. They are taking a tour of the city.
I'll catch up to them in a moment. Lydia, I know I made you that headband, and I'm not much of an artist, and it just didn't come out the way I wanted. So I got you something else, and it's got a little of your home on it. You can feel it. Here you go.
He's gonna go to place it around her neck.
Okay, you place it around her neck. She sort of leans out as you're leans out as you feel her place it on her neck. She grabs it and starts tracing her thumb around it, sort of tracing her hands up the zigzags of the mountains and everything. Just feels it over for a solid like 30 40 seconds. She feels forward for your armor, and then just sort of uncomfortably tries to hug your large like black armor leg. Thank you.
Hope you like it.
I love
sorry
it very
that
much.
My headband didn't turn out. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure for what. It sounded very pretty. I will wear the headband if you want me to.
Maybe not. I'll see you around, Lydia. Ma'am.
I won't see you around. She's sort of smirking to herself as she says it.
No more words. Walking off.
I love her.
Yep, he is keeping that faceplate down and walking off towards his familiar, which should be with Khoshekh.
Okay. So I don't fall too far behind, I need to open up our wild magic table as someone has asked for a redeem. But you start speeding off, well, not speeding off, but heading down the street to catch up to your party member. Let's see here. What? Okay, so I rolled okay, never mind. It's just part of it's cut off. Milo, as you're sort of communing with your kestrel back and forth, it's sort of vocal gear that lets it tweet sometimes and alerts you to things, starts spinning really fast. Like it's over, like you're like, oh, I have messed something up with my kestrel, or something is going, starts just spinning really fast, and then it tweets, and when it does, it tweets incredibly loud and just goes throughout the end, and like it echoes through the alleys and stuff for a moment, as it sort of sits there, and then it starts winding back down. Seems like some sort of glitch has happened with your kestrel momentarily.
Of course, can't make anything right.
You eventually catch up to your party. I bet is just sort of walking slowly through the streets. He's like, so So how did you come across an airship? But clunk, 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 clunk. Everyone hears behind them.
Very complicated.
Got it from a dragon.
Oh, or okay.
Okay.
I guess that's the simple version.
We are definitely
Turn
gonna
around
have
and-
to sit down at a bar one night.
Hey, I don't mind that at all.
That's
Oh,
not
yeah.
a terrible idea.
That's
A
not terrible
very
idea.
remote bar, hopefully.
I hear the clunks, correct?
Yes, all of you do, as
And
Milo's
turn
sort of catching
around.
up.
Look at the source of the clunking.
I ain't
That's still
sneaking.
here.
There's Milo clearly clunking along, right?
Plunk, plunk.
What's that noise?
Oh, that is our other friend.
Milo!
but-
I will simply nod at her and then go to stand next to her, get the Kestrel to jump back up on my shoulder. That's it.
Successful shopping trip.
Yes.
That's good.
The other member of your group, I assume.
You assume correctly.
Yeah.
Incline my head in greeting at the gentleman.
He reaches out a hand. Friend, it is nice to meet you, and as I have passed along to your party, thank you as well. You all have kept Lydia safe, and I am not going to be able to stop saying it. You all have saved our lives, for sure. So thank you.
Hesitatingly take his hand and shake it.
However, you are not very quiet. You sound like a load of barnacles in a bag coming down the street.
On a good day.
Anyways, come on for.
Fascinating comparison.
I see Lydia's sense of humor came from her father.
He starts walking around the town with you guys. If there's anything specific you're looking for during this tour, if not, he's going to show you mostly things that you know, Crowley. He shows you the town hall. He shows you the main square. He shows you Prince Orogev's house, because it is probably a one of the sights to behold in the town. It is very nice, very Chiron fashion, very much makes a statement that it designed in sort of a way, towering over the houses beside it, to make a statement, not to sort of oversee the town itself, but to more so anchor the town here. You know, Prince Orogev is very much for his people, and while he looks to clear out the Mournland, he makes this as his town as well, or his home as well. He shows you around. He shows you this large tent market, Milo, very familiar to you. Other than that, it's a lot of residential, a lot of trade going on, couple of bars and stuff that he shows you. Nothing really new. He brings you outside of city walls and sort of walks around with you, taking a couple of hours and really not missing much over here. He shows you the newly built airship port that's not really bustling with anything right now. You see a couple of people breaking down from it seems like this was the starting point for the airship that you saw earlier. Just sort of breaking down some setup for that. And he also sort of points out into the distance, Artium to the west, where you had seen earlier some construction going on, and says, and that is where the new lighting rail is supposedly being built and brought into town. I have no idea when this is going to be finished, but it's an extension off of an already going lightning rail that goes parallel to the city. They are apparently, the prince has gotten some relationship with House Orion. I don't know much about it, but has allowed them to extend a rail out to the city. So
While he's doing the taking us around and everything, I just wanted to ask him if, as we're going, if he can point out if there's any particular places where more children have gone missing than others. Like if there's a higher concentration in this area or this area, more kids have gone missing that live around here or in there, that kind of thing.
Where are you bringing this up?
Just as probably at when we first like start walking, just yeah, as you give us this tour, could you perhaps point to us if there are any places where more children appear to have gone missing than others, or just areas if it's just scattered about, or some general information on the subject?
I can do this. I don't have, and he starts sort of talking in hushed tones, especially when someone walks by. He says, it is best if we stay surreptitious about this, as I am not sure who is involved. But I can show you anything that I do know. I'll point it out, and I'll say gatherings happen here. Sure.
Fantastic. My only other question, are there any warforged in the city as we're walking around that we notice?
Make a perception check.
23.
Okay. You see one warforged.
Okay. Upon sighting, I probably freeze, just staring at it for a solid like 15 seconds.
Okay.
Just kind of white knuckle grip on my sword for those few seconds before just kind of shake it off and catch back up and keep walking.
As it's walking by you, it has several bags on its arms and like leafy greens and stuff hanging out the sides of these bags, and like a slab of meat wrapped in butcher's paper hanging out this side, sort of walking by you guys. Crowley, you know this warforged. It sort of catches you off guard, but you remember this warforged. This warforged is a servant forge. He's been repurposed, in the sense that he's no longer made for war. But this is you know this warforged as Horatio. He is the servant to your benefactor here in New Kyrie. Just walks by you, not seeing the group of you walking by. He continues to walk forth.
A moment, please. He's going to try and stop Lydia's father. Horatio.
Sort of looks around for a minute. Mr. Crowley.
And he's going to incline his head to Horatio. How is your mistress doing?
She is quite well. I am going to prepare service now. Would you care to join us for lunch?
No, not yet, but please let your mistress know that I am back in town.
He walks up to the group. Is sort of scanning each one of you over, looking and just sort of analyzing each one of you. Very well. When should I tell her to expect you?
Perhaps tomorrow, Horatio.
Very well. Sort of bows into the group, not very spatially aware, stands back up. Very well. And is there anything else I should relay? A message, perhaps?
There have been no developments since the last time, you can tell her that, but I do wish to speak with her.
Very well. Another bow into the group and then walks down the street.
Clank, clank,
clank. Go ahead.
Can I make an insight check on Gandalf to see if I notice him being a little bit not at ease around Warforged?
What's your passive perception? It's pretty high. It's like 17, right?
18, I believe.
18? Yeah, I'll give you the insight because your passive perception's so high.
I will message Gandalf in his brain. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
That was a long pause, friend. Another time. Mental grunt.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, that's all.
For those who have not met Horatio before, he is a finely crafted warforged who is made of like walnut and what looks to be gold. It's just polished brass accents sort of around them. very well kept. It looks like he a lot of his fittings and what have you have been he no longer has any sort of arm blades or anything, very much just very finely crafted hands. You could tell that if this Warforged is a servant for someone, that servant or that family does very well for themselves, as this Warforged is also wearing clothes, wearing a very nice tunic himself, sort of in blacks and golds, just covering everything, and just very, very out of place as he walks a little bit further into the city, where you see houses get a little bit taller and stand out above the rest of the homes and residential areas around it. But yeah, as you guys make your way, and Abed's sort of pointing out areas, he's comes to a couple of residential areas that just seem sort of out of pocket. It says, yes, there's a gathering here, someone was playing, a little bit of a mess here, and it's like continues on, goes by some houses and sort of points them out to you, sort of getting to the point where this is where I know people were taken. There doesn't seem to be any sort of large gathering, as he points out multiple places around the city. He takes you to some houses that look abandoned since, and lets you sort of points those out. And it's like, the family that lived here, you know, they used to have gatherings here all the time, but have since got up and left since some incidents, and continues walking, just trying to keep things under wrap, but pointing out several locations around the city. And this happens probably 20-25 times.
Crowley will stop him, like, you know, and ask,
yes,
perhaps when was the most recent incident?
We'll get to that along our journey. And he continues around. He comes to a home that's fairly quiet. Some friends of mine had a gathering probably a week and a half ago. But we shouldn't dwell here. And continues walking on. All right. Continues and finishes this at the pointing the lightning rail out to everyone. Says, well, that is, and it's probably been about an hour and a half to 2 hours to do all of this. I am not sure what else to show you. The Seawall Mountains, he said, he sort of points out, and he says, for future reference, gives a quick glance to make sure there's no guards around or anything on the outside of the walls here. Sort of points out to one of the foothills. It says, just look for the lantern. You'll see it. I'll be there.
Excellent.
Is there anything else? I do wish to spend some time with my daughter.
Well, I cannot begrudge you that. Go back to your daughter, and we will see you later.
Thank you all once again. I cannot express how thankful I am. Each one of you.
We'll come back around sundown to their home and get them to safety. Does that sound acceptable?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll be getting ready in the meantime.
Okay. It's great to meet you. You've done an amazing job with Lydia. She's a great girl.
Her mother has done the majority of the work, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Thank you all again. I will probably say that 1,000 more times. And he just sort of like shrugs and walks away. He doesn't have much else to say. Like, he's more than grateful, but not really going to break. But starts heading back into the city. The city of New Kyrie is yours for the day. It is probably around lunchtime at this point, maybe a little after, for the entirety of the tour that he gives you of the town, sort of pointing out different things. You all have a better idea. Crowley, you've had an idea of this town. He showed you a lot of familiar sites, some new construction, or a lot of new construction around the city. Some, this town used to be just mostly tents, and a lot more permanent homes have sprung up. It seems the mentality of the town is sort of shifting, that okay, it's been 2 years now, maybe this is beginning to get more permanent. So you see a lot more permanent buildings, the new airship, it seems like New Kyrie is sort of anchoring itself down, whether some of the populace want it or not. But yeah, the day is yours. What would you like to do?
I invite you all for lunch. There should be a place that is a good example of Kyrian cuisine.
Yes, I am hungry. Let's go.
It is about the time.
Yeah.
Crowley, you know of
Yeah.
the perfect place for Kyrian fashion. It is not a sort of a sit-down restaurant, but it is back into the market, if it's still there. It is a large tent, and you know that this place is sort of one of the first restaurants, if you want to call it that has popped up in New Kyrie. It is a collection of cooks and chefs this is their profession. Back in Kyrie, they're all like small restaurant owners and stuff that have just sort of collaborated and brought this large tent together. You walk up to it, and there's just like lined around the tent itself, just stoves, and you see around the back some animals on like a skewer, like pigs and pork and stuff going on, like some types of Kyrian barbecue going on, but it looks like they have different cooks from all over Kyrie. So when you say you could give them a taste of Kyrie, there's very, very much different foods and different flavors that come from all across the country here. And there is a very long line to this, as there normally is, but it goes quickly.
They're quick, man. They're good.
They are. And they are still here, as a matter of fact, when you roll up.
This would be an excellent sample of much of the Kyrian cuisine. Feel free to pick and choose as you like.
Would you care to describe it, Crowley?
Oh, man. Sure.
Okay.
We've got a soup guy, obviously. He's like at the start.
Right.
He's got like at least 3 different kind of exotic soups. Like, one looks like has a very rich smell to it. And you can see some roast inside of there. And there's also another soup, perhaps spicier, very like using the exotic spices found throughout Kyrie's and the trading, taking advantage of the trade. Above, next to that, obviously you said the barbecue, man. We got everything there. We got the pigs. We got the dragon. I'm sorry. We got the pig. We've got deer meat. We got sheep, goat, whatever. It's all being roasted in different ways and into different styles, like, medium rare, etc. They're just preparing it. They're just constantly lathering like some like sweet sauces on some of them, and very rich, like a lot of spices and everything. As I said before, everything has some kind of spice. And as you go on, there's also a dessert guy. You got a guy with a very crazy top hat and like multiple colors. He's just there with cakes and very soft, like it looks like almost like he's using a little bit of magic to make these desserts. Like there is like some kind of tartar that like looks like it's just hanging there in midair. Just that's how light it is. So that's kind of an example of some of the Kyrian cuisine going on.
You guys make your way through this line fairly quickly, getting your just piling your plates on with as much as you want. It'll cost you all of a couple of silver. Actually, as you sort of get up to the line and start pulling from people, there's several different jugs on like the sides of these ovens and stuff like that. There doesn't seem to be any real way to pay.
I am going to
the
pause.
jugs where you put the money?
Do what?
You put the money in the jugs?
Do you ask this to one of the cooks or something?
No, I was just using my brain power.
You could. You don't know what that jug is for. Sure.
Do we see anybody else exchange money with the cooks?
You do. You see some people exchanging money as you're sort of walking through. You'll see someone, but it's all just sort of different amounts, and there's no real conversation back and forth. Crowley being a frequent user of this beforehand, you would know that typically the cooks here is just sort of as a way to serve their community. This is a pay what you want vibe, as some people are tossing in coppers, some silver. You'll see dressed in your fashion in the bright colors, very upright, will toss a couple of gold in here every now and again. But some people walking away not paying anything. So
yeah. And Crowley will actually move to the jug and explain it to them. This is pay what you want. They do this for the service of the Kyrian people and for the betterment of the village or the city. And 1 platinum.
put a platinum in there.
It's kind of slid in there sneakily though, like a sleight of hand, like
make sleight of hand check.
Okay, well shit.
Perception check. I want to see if I see it.
If you fail, they're gonna think you're stealing.
Oh my goodness.
I got a 17 on my perception check. Notice this.
That's probably beats me because 1 second. 12. I actually have a 17 to that sleight of hand check. So
okay. Again, when you catch it, but you see Crowley gloved hand just sort of take it and slide it in there. The cook that working the station that you just slid into a little bit too busy, just sort of shakes his head and smiles up at you guys as he continues back to what you're doing.
Just make a mental note of nice.
Crowley is going to actually reach for Artyom and a lot more close than usual. He's going to wrap an arm around them. Over there, Kyrian beverages that might interest you, and you, Gorum and Melgrim.
In fact,
and
there
Gandalf.
Got horchata.
I haven't brought up the map of the. I don't have it uploaded into Roll20. I have a map of this marketplace. However, we'll get it pulled up next time. He points you down a little bit. You pass by a very large tent. This one is new, Crowley. It's beside this sort of large cook's. This one is new to you. It's very brightly colored. There's some brass across the top. It's pretty gaudy. And it is very large, but currently closed. There's no one going in or out of it. But just sort of there. Going past that though, you do see a smaller tent, smaller than the sort of cooking tent with the Kyrian cuisine, coming across, and you just have barrels lined up in front currently. You guys go, and there's a rather burly human sitting behind it, sort of towel slung across his shoulder, big coarse gray beard, says, here, take your pick, friends. And he just sort of starts going through naming these different types of wines and ales that he has flavored with different things. I got a dark ale here, very strong. Watch your ass on this one. I got a golden ale, little bit sweeter, not so much ass kicking. And it just continues to go through these and says, what can I get for you?
I will make a recommendation for the dwarves based on my knowledge of these ales. For the strong stuff that the dwarves will maybe appreciate.
Melgrim was gonna grab a dark ale as soon as he said strong.
Okay. Says, all right, I'm good, but I'm not gonna compare myself to the dwarven stuff. That's good stuff. However, this should do the trick. And he sort of reaches behind there, fills up a couple of tankards for you guys. Not pay what you want, charges you, maybe for the entire group, couple of gold. As he sort of starts handing out drinks to everybody. Easy enough. Everybody's got their choice of Kyrian wines and ale.
I also took one of the dark ales.
Dark ales. Okay.
Just one of those as well. Thank you.
Yeah. Crowley's grabbing a wine in a rare show of alcoholism.
Yeah, I'll probably get some sort of weird sounding wine, like the weirdest thing they got there.
I got a blue one for you. It's made from these awesome flowers. You'll see. And he sort of goes and he starts pouring a blue wine for you, hands it off in the same tank. He's selling everything in the same thing. It's very, very crude what he's doing here, but he's got a tons of alcohol ready for you guys. He says, if you want, you can buy multiple, go over here. Sitting, you don't have to keep walking back and forth.
Yes. I immediately sit down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Milo
right.
just drinks water.
That's the one thing I don't have. I don't have water.
He'll nod and just like gesture with his water skin.
Well, it was an opportunity to sample the local spirits. But regardless, let us eat.
I'm gonna immediately down the entirety of my first ale and get another one.
Yeah.
Going in strong, unkindling.
And then just, and just 1,000 yards to Riley eats.
While we are eating and drinking, I'm going to ask Milo if he happened to find on his shopping excursion, or if like anybody remembers seeing, I can ask the general group if anybody remembers seeing somewhere that looks relatively reputable that I can get my diamonds appraised at.
Was Lydia's mother not a jeweler?
She was, and I mean, with what you guys have seen her wearing and what she works on, and their very, very modest means, you can probably guess that she does like stone jewelry and like river rock jewelry sort of thing. Very, very pretty, very ornate, but not jewels in the sense that she might be able to appraise a diamond. With best guess, Milo, you could probably tell her about the portly older gentleman that you found earlier. He seemed to be the only one with decent sized or decent knowledge of jewels and the like.
Only one. Seemed pretty solid. I'll show him to you in a bit.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
And keep eating and ignoring Milo's solemnness.
You might not be able to tell it from exhaustion. Come on.
Well, whatever it is, I will ignore it.
Crowley's cutting up some lamb with some vegetables, and he's just helping himself.
Okay. You guys have a wonderful meal over several drinks. He is happy to. I'll let you guys spend what gold you will based on how much you are drinking for this afternoon lunch, because he is there to provide, and he has enough kegs to fill you well over your limits. So, Artyom, you get like hibiscus flavors from this. It's very, very like herbally and going down. And while nothing extreme happens, you do like your top of your ears start getting red and start burning and starts to like feel like you're getting a fever, like a lot of blood is rushing to your head.
Yeah, I probably won't keep grabbing those if that's what it does. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be some of these. I'll just probably get like a dark ale of the dwarves.
Okay. Easily enough finishing up your lunch, unless there's any conversations wanting to be had over lunch.
When Crowley finishes eating, he's got a lute on his back now, which came out of nowhere. And he's just going to start strumming, like, you know, a Kyrian, like, little tune while everyone's finishing eating.
Okay.
So isn't the fashion for Kyrie supposed to be really out there?
Some of it is. Some of it's very brightly colored, and it depends. Kyrie is a large country, and it had several different areas, which comes with different fashions and different foods, as you're sort of finding out here. As you're walking through the streets, you see people that have dressed in Crowley's previous gear, very colorful, very, very out there and outlandish, sort of billowing materials, and some of them just in black. Plain black, and some of them just in regular like street clothes. It looks like maybe some of them have one, that stuff is expensive, and a lot of them lost a lot of what they had. So
Gotcha.
Interesting. I fully intend on walking away from this with like a solid buzz.
very well.
Yeah, I'll probably grab a few drinks while we're all getting replenished.
Yeah. Freaking Crowley's on that 24 for performance, Jones.
Hell yeah.
It's quite the lovely
More of a-
song you got going on there. You're from Kyrie. Well, I should be able to tell, and sort of looks you over.
I am. Very, very lackadaisical, yet somber tune, but it's still nice to hear.
He realizes you hear the sounds of the people. You don't really hear sounds of home anymore. So it gets it's nice to hear. Stay as long as you'd like. I enjoy it. Continues around and so sort of from a decanter leans over, refills your wine so as to make you stay around a little bit longer.
Crowley will play a little bit louder then, just since it was just for them, but now he's just going to play just a little bit louder.
Okay.
Let the rest of the tent hear.
All right. Do you have something?
I was gonna say after wrapping up my meal and I have that solid buzz, I'm just gonna pay the man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's push myself up in my seat. I have some things in the I'll be back and walk out. Turn, walk, but steady, keep it going.
Very well. Are you looking for anything in particular?
One of the first things I'm looking for a bowyer.
Okay.
Bowyer. I'm looking to buy arrows.
Gotcha.
Very low.
Not hard to find. You find someone with several weapons across the tables, daggers and the like. Decently made. Nothing too special that catches your eye. But one thing that does catch your eye is just a vase full of arrows. Right there. He's probably got about 50 to 75 of them ready to go.
50, 75. I was gonna walk in, look over at him, look over at the dude.
Hello, friend.
Yeah, hello. I'd like to buy 40 of those. And just point at the vase of arrows.
You're not planning on shooting this afternoon, are you?
No, but I am almost out. So, I require arrows. Traveling in between, not very many opportunities.
All right.
Price.
Gives you standard price for arrows, as I'm not going to look it up right now just to keep
Yep,
this moving along. But
yep.
How many are you buying?
Give him the money. 40.
40?
Buying 2 quivers of arrows, yeah.
Easily enough. Hands them off to you. Looks
fantastic.
after you with concern as you leave the tent with a bow strung across your back. And
I don't have my bow. I just
okay.
I left my bow and my singular arrow on the ship.
Okay, all right.
So I just walked in it to buy the arrows while we had the time.
Just a look of concern as you drunkenly walk away with 40 arrows. All right.
Yep.
Is there anything else you're looking for?
Other than that, just wandering around the market itself, through its stalls and just looking at everything that there is, just kind of killing time, not looking for anything in particular.
Okay. Anybody else after you finish up your meal?
Milo, are you gonna show me your jeweler?
Oh yeah, back this way.
Showing her back to the portly old gentleman, says, for business. How can I help?
Just kind of gesture at him and stand off to the side.
I have a few diamonds that I came across, and I would like to get them appraised, if you may.
All right, then. Yeah. Lay him right here. And he brings up just a small glass and sort of starts affixing it to his eye.
All right, I will lay them out. 1, 2, 3.
You do, and the glass falls out of his head as his eyes go wide, and he just looks back up to you, says, goes over to the tent and sort of closes one side of it. You look well to do. Far be it from me to tell you to be careful. But Jesus Christ. And he sort of brings it back up to his eye, starts looking over him. Let's see what you do. So you put all 3 down, and with a 17, he tells you, all right, 1,000. Points up to another one. He says, 400. Not a diamond.
Well, what's that one then?
Crystal.
Do you know what kind?
Looks to be a lead crystal of some sort. Easy to get mixed up. I got a couple of pieces of jewelry made of it right here. This sort of points down to it. I'm gonna change this guy's accent 40 times by the end of this conversation. I don't remember what I did with Milo, so I'm trying to find it. Anyways, but yeah, I got a couple of pieces of jewelry here. Do you have 1 diamond worth?
Sorry,
1,000?
I had to find.
It's a changeling.
Yeah, one went to 1,000 to one that's 400. I'm gonna look at the jewelry actually that he has that's made out of the crystal. What's it look like?
I mean, it's fairly simple stuff. Like stuff that's like silver lined with the lead crystals in it. It looks like some like hearts and stuff. Some other just simple like pendants and what have you. Some of them with just an inset crystal as to like portray that it's a diamond. It's like the cubic zirconia of this world.
Okay. Well, I will take my 2 diamonds off of the counter and put them back in my bag, and I will push the crystal to him, and I will tell him if you'd like another to make jewelry out of, you are free to have this one. And then I will give him a gold for his service. Unless it costs more than that, then I will give him more than that for his service.
Sort of looks confused at the large crystal you've handed him and the gold. He's like, this is not normally the... Thank you, ma'am. And just sort of pockets the gold and takes the crystal.
I've got no use for a crystal.
Does he have diamonds for sale or just jewels or just jewelry?
Yeah, looking over it, you didn't see any diamonds, and as he's sort of explaining it and showing off these are my diamonds, he says, as he shows you his large crystal collection. About the most valuable thing you've seen is a couple of small rubies and set into jewelry.
Sir, do you know where I could find diamonds?
Nah, not really. Not around these parts. Yeah, I'm really the top end as far as jewelry around the marketplace goes. Not a lot of real jewels coming in and out of this place.
Understood. Thank you, sir, and thank you for earlier.
Yeah, let me know if you need anything else.
I will thank him as well. And then on our way out, I would like to ask Milo, what do you need diamonds for?
A procedure, a device. Kind of kick someone back to life if they've perished recently.
Interesting. I can do that too.
Fucking defibrillator.
Certainly not going to tell her that I got the idea from watching her do it.
Right.
I'm gonna kind of. I think I can kind of gather that though. Truly. That's why I'm just gonna be like
unconscious when you did it.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, you're
unconscious, right. Buried in ash and under a cloak.
Correct. You were not with us. So I'm just gonna say, interesting, in a different tone.
Anyway, I guess we should get back to the rest. Unless you had other shopping?
No, not good, I think.
Okay. You guys make your way back to the group, finishing up their meals under this tent. Man, thanking you for his service and thanking Crowley for his song. Is there anything else? Gorum, Melgrim, Artyom, anybody that wants to do any sort of shopping around the marketplace for anything in particular or anything like that?
I'd like to pick up a new map of the city.
Okay.
If there is even a map. So
you have a difficult time finding an accurate map. You have someone that is a cartographer that's sort of selling basic maps of old Kyrie, really. He's like they're old maps that they just see sort of brought with them from what is now the Mournland. You don't really have anything detailing New Kyrie. You figured it's probably pretty hard to do so with it constantly evolving. and changing around. Probably pretty difficult to keep a new map of the city.
Wouldn't even have to be a map so much as a landmark, like, you know, they're just like new buildings or something like that. I know that's also a map, but you know, something like that.
Right.
If
Yeah.
they
No,
have anything.
not really. As you sort of browse around, like I said, the closest thing that you find to maps is someone selling maps of old Kyrie. Okay.
That is okay.
Milo, as you guys sort of exit the marketplace, and unless anybody has anything else, Milo, familiar. You change your mind, come back. He sort of like taps on one of the cages. Oh, all right, there he goes again. You guys exit the marketplace.
I will go off and peruse some fashion, see if I can find some interesting new clothes.
There are tons of clothes in this marketplace. That is probably one of the most abundant items that they have. Several different vendors in all sorts of different types of styles. Take your pick, because this is like tons of them bringing old clothes from Kyrie, reselling them or remaking them in Kyron fashion. It seems to be a very popular trade here.
Yeah, I will probably like bounce around to a few different ones over the course of probably just kind of wandering around by myself for a couple hours and get an assortment of random shit. Because Artyom has like, I could actually store things in places now. Yeah, okay. I just get some clothes.
Okay. Are you just sort of picking out normal stuff, or stuff that you would like?
He's stupid. He's stupid when it comes to fashion, so he's just picking out like horrible things.
As you do, a Kyron woman sort of comes up to you, seeing you holding up these like blue and gold pants to a large puffy red jacket. She comes up and sort of places her hand on yours and pushes the jacket back down towards the rack. And she says, do you need some help?
I don't know. This looks pretty good. There's lots of colors together. Kind of looks like a tropical bird, you know. It's a good look.
This is what you want to look like? A tropical bird?
I don't know. I was just looking to get some new clothes. I have a place that I can keep clothes now.
Sort of looking you over and then just nodding like that tracks.
What do you think would look good on me? And, you know, guy standing there with a studded leather armor with a.
Is this meant to go over your armor or just when you have a night out?
Yeah, it's something I could wear all the time. Just go over the armor here. Maybe keep my arms a little loose, maybe not like a jacket or anything.
Firstly, we should step out of the women's section, and we're going to go right over here.
This one had more elaborate patterns, though. It seems like it's more intricate.
It is also sewn differently. It is figure fitting.
Okay. You don't fit figures to men?
I do. Not in this. Please, I'm trying to be of assistance.
I have literally never shopped for clothes in my entire life, so.
Then it is best that you follow me then.
Okay, let's go. I'll put myself in your hands.
Okay.
Don't worry, she can tell you've never shopped for clothes.
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah, I'll just go with her and get some stuff.
Okay. She just holds up various things of your size. Not a huge selection because you are quite a large fellow, and a lot of her things are either like hand-me-down. They're not very custom here. But unless you request something custom, she's sitting there holding up. She's got you some larger billowy things to go over your armor.
Sure. I'll get like a Renaissance shirt and like a vest or something.
Very well. She has multiples of them in different colors, so I'll leave that to your discretion what she chooses out for you.
All right. Yeah, okay. I'll just grab those. I don't know. Spend like some kind of nice stuff, or get fleeced a little bit, spend like 20 gold on it or something, and then head back.
Okay, you do so and you clear her out of her her big and tall section.
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, that's me.
Anything else? Very well. You guys,
I will ask real quick again. Just now that I'm curious, any instruments being sold here, like say maybe an organ or anything like fancy?
You do see some instruments. You don't see an organ or anything really fancy. You see a couple of decently crafted lutes. They're well made. A couple of violas, a couple of kalimbas type of instruments, and then a couple of like very well crafted wooden flutes and like pipes of different sorts. You can come up and he's actually working on them behind, sort of sanding it down and oiling off one like the back of what looks to be a larger guitar currently that they're working on. Can I help you?
Just browsing, looking for some new and interesting instruments.
Well, all of them are crafted incredibly well and by hand, and will last a lifetime if properly taken care of. Please feel free to browse. Let me know if I can help with anything. Sort of starts eyeing the loot that's strung across your back. Would you be willing to part with it?
I think not. Not until I found something to compare.
Well, I do have, and she steps up, the salesperson taking over. I do have a couple of loots here. I would be very willing to give you make a trade with possibly some gold in your favor, of course.
I will consider it, thank you. That's a lie, by the way.
She knows. Of course. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with.
There was this really interesting instrument that's unique to Eberron. Can't remember what it is, so I'm just going to pass for now. I'll come back tomorrow.
Okay. All right. All of you gathering out and about after a good lunch, probably 4 or 5 in the afternoon by now. Is everybody's sort of walking around with it. Or is there any sort of purpose in anybody's stride for the rest of the evening until you meet Lydia's parents?
After wandering around for a while and just like not really looking at anything particular, instead of returning to the group, I'm gonna set off in search of a temple of some kind.
Okay. All right. Are you telling the group anything or just sort of taking off? Okay.
Nope. Just like wander around to the market for a bit aimlessly and then was like, this isn't distracting enough, and went looking for a temple.
Very well.
I remembered the item, and I'm just going to tell you now, DM. It is a Thurimbar rod.
Thurimbar rod. I don't know what that is, so I will look it up.
It's a flute. It's a piccolo.
It's basically like a modern keyboard.
Let's see. Spell Thurimbar for me.
Thurimbar. It's a very unique item, but like it is made.
Is it a Zill instrument?
Yeah, this is a Zill instrument.
Gotcha. You don't see any of those here. These look just well crafted traditional instruments.
I guess I'll have to check in Sharn.
Probably a good place to look for something like that. Where's the rest of the party heading to now? You have a couple of hours until you meet Lydia's family, Bet and Neela. What would you like to do in this meantime, if anything?
Milo's probably puppy dogging after wherever Khoshekh goes.
Okay.
Crowley said he'd stay in town, so he's probably going to reserve a tavern and inn room for himself at the tavern they first came in at.
Okay. Easily enough. Go ahead.
actually do want to search for a vendor somewhere in town, if possible, to find maybe some kind of like toy or puzzle or anything that could be appealing to a visually impaired child.
Make an investigation
Because
check
I've been
for me.
trying so hard to find something fun for my girl. You said investigation check.
Yep.
Plus 0. Okay, so that is a 13.
All right.
Not very good.
You end up well, it's fine. You come across someone that's selling like different sorts of dolls and small like wooden puzzles and stuff like that. And you find this puzzle that is sort of it's circular and sort of pyramids up with smaller concentric circles going all the way up. And you look around it and it's got numbers on each concentric circle. And they're engraved as to, and you think, well, Lydia could run her fingers across and tell which each one is. And it's sort of like a game where you can unlock the circles from each other. At least that's the purpose of it. So you're not sure exactly what Lydia might enjoy, but this is something she could do. And she could feel around for the numbers and sort of crack the code to get you to unlock each concentric circle.
Okay, I want to buy that for her.
Okay, it costs 2 copper.
Okay, well, I'll give him 2 copper.
There you go.
Affordable.
Very much so for a small child's wooden toy puzzle. Yes. Okay. You reserve a room, Crowley. The rest of you just sort of wasting the day away at marketplaces or wherever the case is. And Ganowin heading off into the direction of a temple. That is where we will call our session for tonight. So we have multiple things to get around to next session. Thank you so much for everybody tuning in. We really appreciate it. As our heroes continue on getting a little bit deeper into their original mission that they set out to after taking several side quests. They're continuing on their actual journey here. We'll be back next week, next Saturday. We are Hard Knock Dice. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Mondays, we do Ghost of Saltmarsh, our Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign, DM'd by this guy over here playing Ganowin.
Yeah.
We also do Tavern Talks on Wednesdays, where we talk about various and sundry D&D things. And on Saturdays, we do this, where we go all across Eberron. And yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Much love. Bye.
Bye.
Raid.
Oh, dang, I forgot.
Raid!
Don't go anywhere. You're not allowed to go anywhere. We got to raid somebody. Okay. All right, we're raiding somebody, guys. All right, get your raid stuff ready. We're gonna.
Let's get them.
Who are we raiding?
Woo!
We got to raid somebody. Not allowed leaves. You're not allowed to leave yet. Don't leave yet.
Freaking get them.
You're allowed to leave when I say you can leave.
You merely adopted the channel. I was born in here. All right, let's go. Let's raid somebody. I will summon the fish wizard. Fish wizard summons you. All right. Let's see. Who are we gonna raid, guys? Who are we gonna raid? Let's find someone good.
Somebody who's playing D&D, preferably. Probably.
There we go. Okay. The Welcome Inn is actually, you know what? The People's Ascension is streaming, and they're sitting at 5 viewers. So let's go show them some love. We're gonna start this raid right now. Get ready for that. I'm gonna start posting the link momentarily when my fingers decide to work. Posting the link in the chat so we can raid them. Help me drop some love to these guys. Drop follow for them. Show some more TTRPG creators. The good stuff. And we're gonna raid. Much love, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Screen wipe.